We're going to do our week 3 fantasy football ad drop show. We're going to talk about all the week 2 games. I'm going to do a week 3 fantasy football onward draft, which you'll see on the screen here. So before we get into all that, actually, while I discuss the promos, I'm gonna register for this. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, wearing something from the merch store. It's just our gray Walter football t-shirt. Nothing special about it. Actually, no, you know what? It is special. It's like one of the top 3 fanciest shirts I own. So you can get that as well as everything else on the merch store here. We have a 20% off sale. You can change the colors. You could choose long sleeve t-shirt if for some reason you like long sleeve, which I don't know. I think that's a little crazy, but you could do a hoodie as well. You can do women's tank top. You can do infant onesie even. Lots of choices here. So you can explore this and choose their shirts or apron or mugs. I think we actually have a new shirt here. It might not be posted yet. Okay, it is. So we have our Battle of the Horses shirt. Things haven't been the same around these parts since the Battle of the Horses. And not only that, we actually have a baseball cap saying the same thing. So you can get that stuff here. I know, right? Yeah. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people. I saw Penn State. I was there for 6 years, so I had a lot of writing material. And please consider super chats, super stickers as the best way to support the show. I say it all the time, but it's definitely true. We had some great super chats last week. We had John Sanders, Slew. We had Armac giving us $100 super chat a few weeks ago. Dizam, he was giving us a great super chat as well. So thank you so much, guys. I just really appreciate it because you guys keep the show going. Cassandra, unfortunately, is not a fan of the Battle of the Horses because I assume Cassandra had the Broncos in that last drive, which, by the way, the week 2 was brutal. I lost 10 units combined on 3 last-minute drives. The Jaguars game, we had the Jaguars plus 3.5. Bengals drove down the field at the end, so lost 5 units on that. The Cardinals-Panthers game, the Cardinals blew a 27-3 lead, so they didn't cover the 6.5. And then on Monday night, the Texans, who led 19-14, the Buccaneers drove down the field despite not having either tackle against Houston's supposed great defense. They can't stop a team without their 2 starting tackles. So pretty brutal. I hope we rebound picks-wise, but fantasy did pretty well last week. I went 2-0. I'm 2-0 in every single league I'm in, so that is happy about that. Wallfall your rankings in 12 team. First picture: London, Brown, Henderson, Burrow, Harvey, Hunter. Oh man, Bart Burrow got hurt. Harvey is playing defense. Hunter is playing defense. Harvey, I was never a big fan of Harvey. I'm surprised you got Harvey there. Who's your first pick? I guess you were like 112 or something. London should rebound, and Chase Brown unfortunately got dinged with Burrow, so that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I love the show. Just funny how much variance there is in fantasy. Yeah, you know what? I'm 2-0 in all my leagues. So I don't know. I didn't get to Burrow. I have Brown in one of my leagues. I didn't get to London. I just made sure I got running backs in the first round, but I don't know. I think your team could still rebound a little bit. Depends on where you have a quarterback, though. I advanced to Survivor with Dallas. Never a doubt. Congrats on that, Matthias. And so we were joined tonight by Kenny from thecapIsFake.com. Kenny, how's it going?
Oh, bro, just on a personal note, everything's great. Family's great, work's great, everything's great. Fantasy teams are great. I went 2-2 in my fantasy leagues this week. I was 4-0 in week 1, 2-2 this week. I'm also in a Survivor league, so that one I survived on the week 3, and great. I have on a personal note. Actually, I've had a pretty somber couple days. I was a big fan of Mr. Charlie Kirk, who was tragically killed, and so that was sad. But pour one out for my boy.
Yeah, that was. It's terrible. Like I briefly discussed it during the Wednesday show where I said, we kind of need a distraction from this. That's what football is. That's what sports is, or any sort of entertainment. Just get away from all the real life stuff. It was, it's just, it's horrible what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to get more into that or get into football. As you can see on the screen, my draft is underway, and Bijan went 101, and Christian McCaffrey went 102. But I will. We could discuss the games. We do have some comments here. Is the Steelers defense droppable? They're getting lit up like Christmas tree. Oh yeah. Pittsburgh's defense looks awful, like absolutely awful. One of the worst defenses in the NFL right now. And think about who they played. They played against they played against Justin Fields and Sam Darnold, and they couldn't stop either. So what's going to happen when they play Lamar Jackson? I really don't know. It's going to be a mess. So yes, definitely drop them. Walt, how's the Garendo Higbee strategy working out? I mean, Higbee entered some of my lineups. Unfortunately, I mean, Garendo was replaced by Brian Robinson. So in these onward drafts, I've been drafting Brian Robinson instead. So McCaffrey's going to get hurt at some point. So I think that'll pay off at least. But I don't know about Garendo. I didn't even watch Kirk's content, but so rattled by the video. The reaction has been so bad. So that's the thing that bothers me the most. I don't know how you feel about this, but how like people were celebrating the death. It's like yeah, I mean, you there have been assassinations in the past and stuff, and there will be in the future, and it's unfortunate. But like the way the people are cheering this on, it's just disgusting. And, like,
absolutely disgusting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and I have no sympathy for anyone who loses their job as a result of that, especially if they work with like either kids or in like the medical field or stuff like that, because someone brought the point. This wasn't something I came up with, but like, if you're working in like there's an anesthesiologist who lost her job. It's like, what if she doesn't like the person who's the person she's working on? What if she doesn't like their politics? Like, what if she messes up the anesthesia and really hurts them, or if they die? Like someone like that is already cheering death. Like they could commit like more death. So they can't be allowed near people, especially kids as well. So I don't know how you feel about that, but I just think it's terrible.
Yeah, 100% agree. No disagreement whatsoever. I was pretty bummed for a couple of days, man. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was horrible. Sorry, I'm looking. I'm drafting off my phone here. I don't know like who's drafting here. I didn't see if I'm the Kai. I didn't get a chance to look. He's not in here. So I took Jefferson. By the way, Jefferson I think is going to benefit from Carson Wentz, I think, and Lamar Jackson. So what I found is before the season started, I liked drafting certain quarterbacks like rounds 9 through 11. Like Drake May, for example, Brock Purdy, but he's hurt now. But like, I think what happens in these onward drafts is like people figured out who the good quarterbacks are in rounds 9, 11, and like now you can't get any good quarterbacks in rounds 9, 11. So like that's what's different here. That's why I took Lamar Jackson. Plus, Lamar Jackson has a super easy playoff schedule. So if I get to the playoffs, I'll be able to benefit from that, hopefully. The cheering is disgusting. Hope the current administration does use this moment, though, to clamp down, as Bondi said, on hate speech. Yeah, I don't know how you even do that legally. That didn't really make sense to me. Doctors already don't perform stuff because of religious beliefs. I mean, that violates the Hippocratic Oath, so I don't know if that's true. Tucker just finished 2-hour live stream about Kirk. Great watch. I'll have to watch that. And yeah, would you do AJB and Henderson for T-Mac in a 12-team? AJ Brown, I assume. Yeah, AJ Brown and Henderson for T-Mac? No.
Who's T-Mac?
Tedero McMillan.
Oh. Give up Brown and Henderson for McMillan?
Yeah, this seems crazy.
I don't think I would do that. No,
I wouldn't do that either. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's horrible. Okay. So let's we got another question. Got a trade offer. That's the same person, I think. BTJ for AJ Brown. So this is straight up. Okay, Brian Thomas Jr. for AJ Brown straight up. What do you think?
I don't know. What's the point?
I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is injured right now. Like, he may not play this week.
Yeah,
but then again, like AJ Brown's like, there's no separation right now, and I think that might be because of the hamstring. Like he's not like old enough to be done, like I feel like he's going to rebound, but right now he's just not separating. So I don't know when he's going to be healthy. Hamstring injuries tend to last for a while. So this could be like 3 more weeks or something, but he'll get healthy eventually.
I don't think he's injured at all. I mean, he doesn't look injured at all to me. I mean, their defenses are playing them really well. Defenses are just, the Eagles offense is just boring as vanilla right now. Just, There's no scheming. I mean, it's terrible. So I think to me it's totally on the coaching staff than it is on the receiving end of the. So and I have the hope that can change. Like that. They can adjust to that. You would think at least.
Well, I don't know what his separation score, metric wise was in week 2, but it was a 0 in week 1. Like he just
I have eyes.
wasn't getting separation.
I have eyes. He's fine. It's the offense.
Okay.
Okay.
Start Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Henderson this week. Yes, I think so. Yeah. I never heard of this guy.
Third option?
Yeah, seriously. I never heard of this guy. Was pretty shocked after researching him as like a young Mr. Rogers, if he was a conservative debater. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was pretty moderate. And like that's all he did was debate. Is like he didn't like say anything bad. He was just debating people. And like sometimes the debates got heated, sure, but like you're gonna kill him? Like that's insane.
It's America. Isn't it America? Like, I mean, that's the problem with the left. At the end of the day, the left doesn't want to have conversations.
Because they can't. Yeah. They can't have conversations because their ideas are so crazy. Yeah. Let's see. T-Mac for AJ Brady. Okay, we think we did that one already. 8-man, half PPR guys like Quentin Johnston, Franklin, Boudet, Wandale Rob available. Do you think Hunter finds his footing, produces, or should move off him? I think I'd rather, man.
You're an 8-man league. Is that what it is? Eight?
8-man league. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those guys are on the waiver wire because, like, you just 8-man league. You're gonna have a lot of guys on waiver wire. Like, I don't know. Quentin Johnson might be worth rostering, but I don't know. I'd have to look at I'd have to see all the rosters.
Yeah. He definitely said bad. Like what? Tell us, Tyson. I never heard him say any bad things. Would you trade more? What'd you say?
He didn't say anything bad. Like no, he never can have opinions. They're not bad at all.
Yeah, look, you could disagree with his opinions. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like, if you want to, Matthias, if you want to tell us something we may have missed, definitely all years. Would you trade DJ Moore for Chris Olave? Okay, hold on. I'm up on the clock. What do you think about this? Okay, I'm gonna get 2 running backs I like here.
I guess I just never understand trading a player of the same positions. Like, I never understand those trades. Like, what's the point?
Well, there's no point unless like you could think you could deceive someone into getting a better upgrade. But like the problem is like if you told me Olave stays healthy the whole year, like I'd rather have him because Moore is not the number 1 anymore on this team. But like Olave is a walking concussion. If he gets hit in the head, he's out for a month. Given his history, like so. If you want to go upside, yeah, Olave has more upside at this point, but it's not that much more. So I don't know.
Olave did take a really hard hit where his head hit the ground really hard in a game this week, and I thought, oh gosh, there it is. That's the concussion. But he bounced right back up and it was fine. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he stays healthy. He should wear one of those big helmets. Like they look ugly, but if they're saving lives, it's worth it. Eagles game plan this year: get the lead early, slow the game down, run the ball with Barkley, play defense. Yeah, it's pretty much it. That's what they want to do. John says they took a lot of quotes out of context, which is rare. Yeah, that's definitely true. And you never know. Yeah, you never know. Like you never know. You see a quote, you never know if it's true. Kenny, because you think a guy will have a better rest of season, so you trade the same position. Yeah, look, that's basically it. But like, I don't know what it doesn't really make sense, but it does for that reason. But I don't know.
I guess I don't know. I'm not typically in leagues where people are just like that dumb. I don't know. Maybe just like I don't know. Like, hey, I'm here. You got a 2005 Honda Odyssey? I'll give you my 2019 Honda Odyssey.
Right.
Well, my 2025 only has 20,000, only has 5,000 miles, but yours has 87,000 miles. Want to trade? Like, well, okay, I guess. But what's the catch? I don't know. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I don't know.
Right, but in the Moore Olave thing, it's so close. It's like, hey, I'll trade you my 2017 Honda Accord for a 2018 Honda Accord. What do you think? Like, it's so even. Like there's. I don't know, like the one with the less mileage has more upside, but they're basically the same.
I just feel like I need to what's the catch? I don't know. Maybe it's my like simpleton I'm just like, what? What's the catch? And maybe
Yeah.
there's okay. If there's no catch, I guess sure. Or I guess maybe there's just pure disagreement on. I don't know. Yeah, I've never understood the trade. It doesn't. It make. I don't understand why anyone offers that trade. Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so Sutton Mims owner here is Troy Franklin worth the pickup. Yeah, I'd rather have Franklin than Mims. Like, Mims is not a real football player. He is he's just not. Like, he's a gadget guy, which is fine. Like, he's a returner. He'll get the end the rounds here and there, the scheme stuff up for him, but like, he's not a real player. Like, Troy Franklin is actually a real receiver, and he's good. Like, I'd rather have Franklin than Mims. Do you agree?
Yeah. Sutton only had one catch for 6 yards. We'll talk about this week, but like he had like he had 3 different targets where he could have had big plays that were where he was interfered or held. I feel like if you're a great receiver and you cause a big defensive pass interference, like, can you get fantasy points for that? I don't know. It just feels like,
right.
It's like so. Sutton was great. The one catch obviously sucks, but like, don't worry about him. He's but I would much rather have Franklin over Mims. Is Franklin worth a pickup? Whether you own Sutton or Mims or not is irrelevant. Like, you're not trying to handcuff a receiver. Like, that's an impossible thing to do.
Right.
There's no such thing as handcuffing receivers, so don't worry about that. Like, the question is just whether or not is Franklin better than the receivers on your roster, and he's better than Mims, I think. So at least there.
Yeah. Mims nothing more than a gigabyte of useless, worthless Rainmaker NFTs. That's true. That's all he's worth.
Pour one out for the Mims.
Right. And the 2 good games he had, I didn't have those NFTs anymore because we were forced to sell.
Tough life, man.
No, I'm about to say something extreme here. I hate, I assume, effing leftists even more than I hate the effing battle of horses.
Did I miss something? Wait a minute. Did I miss something? What? The battle of the horses they hated? What?
Because Cassandra had Denver in the game, and the Colts.
Gosh.
The Colts had this miracle win.
Right.
So it was a bad beat for sure. Would you dump Jaden Higgins for Franklin? I would. Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Hold on. I'm making 2 picks right now. I already gotten queued up. I'm going to take Ricky Pearsall and DK Metcalf. Okay. I mean, sometimes we get sniped and want to trade a guy 3 picks later for a guy. Yeah, I get it. It's just, I don't know. It's just, yeah, we already discussed this. So what a week my team had: Hurts, Henderson, Sutton, Thomas, and Henry. Yeah, I mean, that's fantasy for you. Sometimes things don't go your way at all, and you just have a crappy week.
Sometimes you draft the rookie running back in the 3rd round. You shouldn't have drafted in the 3rd round. I mean, sometimes that happens too.
Sometimes, but I mean, I still think he could be a league winner down the stretch. He's just that good.
Yeah, he was worth 6th-round pick, so I mean, you kind of deserve it. Sorry, no offense.
Well, here it goes. 604 Henderson.
Back about where he could go right now.
Well, back to where he was in July, which is where he was going, and then
in the 3rd round. You were taking him in the 3rd round in August.
I was. I felt for the hype. I felt for the hype, but you know what? I think that he could be league winner down the stretch. Like, I have other running backs. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah, he could be a league winner. You're right, but if you take him in the 3rd round, I mean, RJ Harvard in the 4th round, you're probably 0-2.
Yeah, I never recommended Harvey in the 4th round. So don't put that one on me. If you could put Henderson on me, don't put that one on me. I never liked that. I didn't like Harvey that much. I said I liked this upside, but I had him in like the 6th round.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check the tape.
I never liked Harvey. Should I drop May or Nix for Daniels? No, not May. May is incredible. Nix, I like Nix more than Daniel Jones. I'm not falling for this Daniel Jones. You like Daniel Jones more than Nix?
I think Bo Nix sucks. Sorry, Armac, if you're watching.
Well, I think Bo Nix has like rushing upside. I'd rather have Bo Nix, but it's like not that far apart. I would much rather have May. Like, it's not even close. Like, May. You see what May did this week? Like,
yeah.
I'll be like, everyone's going to do that against Miami. So, how about we get to the games? So the first one is Packers 27, Redskins 18. This was a beating. It wasn't as close as the score says. You know, Washington had some scores late in the game. Austin Eckler out for the year. Unfortunately, might be the last time he ever plays, which sucks.
Yeah,
Jaden Reed got hurt. Jaden Daniels got hurt. Typical Thursday game where Roger Goodell's just in his office counting his money as his players just go down like flies, like drop like flies. I don't know what you think about this game. Like Kraft was fantastic, but I don't know if we trust it. The thing is, like, Kraft is kind of tied to Jaden Reed because they both operate over the middle of the field, and like Reed being out just means I think Kraft's going to explode. Wicks looks better with the injury as well, but I think my main takeaway is Kraft is amazing. Well, my main takeaway here is the Packers are awesome, but Kraft, it looks great. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, on the Green Bay side, I just think it's the same assessment I've had all summer. Is I think they're just gonna, they're gonna play tilt a receiver, right? Like, I mean, like, tilt a whirl. It's like they're just going around in circles. Like, it's like you never know where you're gonna end up. It's just like some games is gonna be a Dobbs game, some games is gonna be a Kraft game, some games is gonna be a running game. It's just gonna be like they just got a bunch of guys, and like for real football, that's great because you got a lot of options that can be productive. But for fantasy, it sucks because it's hard to know who's going to go off when. And so I think Kraft is great. I mean, if Kraft isn't a free agent here, I think he's easily a top 10, if not a top 6 tight end, maybe throughout, the rest of the way. So if he's a free agent or available for cheap, like it's a great addition. That thing that's mostly to speak. I just think that's more about the tight end position just being total dumpster fire than it is. I mean, Kraft's good, but like the fact that he's a top 6 kind of slam dunk player is, I think, all you need to know about why tight end should not be a position in fantasy football. Just lump him with the receivers. Gosh, make it easy on us, please. Yeah, so like that. Josh Jacobs looks great. The Packers look good. They look legit. And so I also on the Redskins side, so JCM, I don't know what to make of it, man. I don't know to trust him. If you have him, you probably didn't draft him high enough where you have to start him. But if you did, if you reach for him and you have to start him, as your flex or RB2, like it's not ideal. Jaden Daniels looks like he's come back to earth a little bit. He's still a great player, but certainly a guy that maybe it's not quite, the shine is rubbed off a little bit, as they say. Yeah, I think I don't love any of those options. I think the player I love the most in the Redskins right now, really, honestly, is Zach Ertz. He's probably the guy that's moved up the most for me.
I think with Daniels, like, he played against Green Bay's defense. Green Bay's going to make every team look bad. Their defense just is so good. So I'm willing to forgive that. Plus, it was a short week. Like, Thursday games are just weird. So I don't know. As far as the Kraft is concerned, he just went 501. This is kind of like why I do this draft every week, just to see where these guys are going. Kraft went 501. What do you think about that?
It's ridiculous.
I like Kraft, but like 501's a little absurd.
Yeah,
I was thinking 11th round back in in the summer, like pretty frequently. So
yeah.
Cassandra says, I agree. Nick's peaked last year. It could be. His upside is pretty low. Anton says, my running backs are Pollard, Hampton, Mason, Charbonnet, JCM. My receivers are London Lamb, Harrison, Boutte, Wandale, Godwin, Shakir. You should get rid of Godwin. Should I accept MHJ, Pollard, and Wandale for Higgins and Kamara? I mean,
MHJ?
Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Pollard. No, I'd rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. and Pollard.
Except Marvin Harrison Jr. and Pollard, except them, like receiving them, and Wandale, and you're giving away Higgins and Kamara.
Yeah, no, I think he's getting Higgins and Kamara. Oh wait, he's getting MHJ and Pollard. I'd rather have MHJ and Pollard.
MHJ and Pollard, and I'd much rather have Higgins and Kamara.
Even without Burrow for the whole year.
Yeah, I guess. I think Kamara is significantly better than Pollard, and maybe you're right. Yeah, that's a good question. That's. I think it's close.
Yeah, it's close. I feel bad for Burrow fantasy owners. Well, yeah, also Higgins fantasy owners too. Like, he's going to take a big hit. I think Jamar Chase will still be good because bad quarterbacks or young inexperienced quarterbacks, they lock in on the number one target. So Chase is still going to get fed, but Higgins could take a big downfall here. Let's see where they were drafted, by the way. Jamar Chase went there you go, 107. So fall from 101/102. And then Higgins went 507. So the same guy took Chase and Higgins. I don't know if that's a good strategy there. But yeah, Higgins was going like third round. So he fell 2 rounds, which feels appropriate. Actually, I don't think I would have taken him at 512, so maybe he didn't fall far enough. See, this one I'm talking about. Drake May just went 812. I was getting 10th, 11th round in the summer. Now people know to draft Drake May. Same thing with Jordan Love. He was going 11th, 12th round. Now he's going 8th round. So you can see like this is just proof of what I was talking about before, which is the week X onward. I like taking the quarterbacks early as opposed to like you can wait in the summer. Who amongst us could possibly have predicted Redskins progression? I don't know. Was it Cassandra? I don't know. I don't know. Gainwell, Hunt, or Rashad White, or Algier to add in half PPR.
Hunt in half PPR. Hunt or Rashad White or Algier. I think Kareem Hunt kind of sucks. I think Gainwell kind of sucks. Algier or White. They both have a little bit of standalone value, but they both really need an injury to really matter. I think it's White or Algier. I don't know.
I think I'd lean that way too. Also, what quarterback is the backup to replace Burrow? Wilson, Stafford, Tua, Smith, or Browning? What do you think? I have to make a pick here. I don't like any of these players.
QB add his backup to replace Burrow. You have Lawrence, Wilson, as in Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Tua, Smith, as in Geno Smith. I don't know. Do you have to have a backup? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you need a backup unless like it's a super deep league and they're not. Well, given that all these players available, I guess it's not that deep. So
I don't feel the need to roster a backup.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't carry backup quarterbacks unless like my starter's super shaky. Like remember that 1 year I won our league because I was rotating. I gotta make a pick. I was rotating Daniel Jones and Eli Manning, so I didn't know which one to start, so I had both. It was like the rest of my team was awesome. Like I won the championship, but like my quarterbacks just shot, so I was just rotating them. I was rotating like crap, but like they had this like godlike playoff schedule, so I just kept going through them. It was so funny. And do some crazy here. Actually, no, I'm gonna take Hawkinson, 10th round Hawkinson. He was going like 7th or 8th round before. Okay. Okay, Walter Football, give me your line. Neutral field, Dolphins versus Panthers. Oof. I think Dolphins would have some respect. I think the Dolphins would be favored by 1, probably 1.5. That'd be rough. That'd be a rough matchup.
I was gonna say more than that. I was gonna say Dolphins +3, or sorry, -3.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I think the Panthers. The Dolphins' offense actually had some semblance of decency this week.
Yeah.
They had moments where they looked like they could be realistic. They could be a real NFL team again. The Panthers were just. I mean, they were so terrible.
Well, they had this amazing comeback. We got beaten on a 4th and 16 on one of the drives when Bryce Young hit Bryson Tremaine for a 20-something yard reception. And that was the third drive. That was the killer drive where they got the backdoor cover. So I don't no words. Anyway, the next game is speaking of these late drives, Bengals 31, Jaguars 27. I mean, obviously the big story here is Joe Burrow. His offensive line betrayed him. He got hit so hard, so often early in the game. He got knocked out. He wasn't even playing that well early on, but obviously he would have been better than Jake Browning, who threw 3 interceptions. Jamar Chase was great. Higgins threw 56 and a touchdown. We talked about his production is going to drop off. Same with Chase Brown because teams can play closer to the line of scrimmage. For the Jaguars, ETN looked good. Tootin actually I thought looked better with his fewer touches. So that could be something down the road that he could overtake ETN eventually. Brian Thomas Jr. got hurt but Lawrence was just kind of just laying him out. Like he Thomas almost got concussed like 3 times in this game because Lawrence was just getting him killed. Lawrence had a terrible game. Like he had some really good throws, but he had 2 interceptions. He had some awful misses. I don't know. And this is one of his easiest matchups of the year. He's had 2 easy matchups so far. He's played the Panthers and the Bengals. Like it doesn't get any easier than that for like defense wise. And he hasn't been that great. So I don't know what you think about that. But like, what are your thoughts on this game overall?
I mean, are we required to watch these games every day? And so, hey, by the way, do you am I missing something? I don't see you're not having you have the draft up. You're not having the stats up.
Oh, so, let me put the stats up. Okay, what are you looking at?
Yeah. Because I think I was looking at the targets. I didn't look at the snaps for the snap count for this game. So again, never mind. It's not that you don't have it up there. I thought you might have the snap count. Yeah, this team, Brian Thomas being injured obviously sucks. The thing is that Travis Etienne actually looks like he looks decent. Like I have been the biggest dog of this guy. Like I've dogged this guy more than anyone else. And he's making a fool of me. And I have to just be honest, like he actually looks decent. And so, but I don't know what even though the rushing was 15-8, I'm curious what the snap count was because it felt like the snap count was closer. Mm-hmm. Like Tootin was in on a lot of plays where he didn't get the ball. So anyway, but I thought you had the snap count there, but it's all right. I don't know what to make. I don't make that team. Yeah, if you have those running backs, I'm not sure that I want to start either one of them unless I absolutely have to. As far as the Bengals go, oh man, what a rough, what a rough situation that game could be. Although Jamar Chase still produced, right? Like he still was able to put up some numbers. So I think great players still produce. T. Higgins will take a little bit of a hit. I think he'll be okay. I think Chase Brown will be okay. Like even with a bad quarterback, good team, good players can produce. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll produce. They just won't hit their ceilings. That's which is unfortunate. With ATN, remember, just be careful with ATN because again, they played the Panthers and the Bengals. Like things are going to get a lot tougher for the Jaguars going forward. It's not going to be super easy matchups every week. So I don't know. I think that we could see some regression from them. So sure. I'm making 2 picks here and take Brian Thomas Jr. like I promised instead of Isaac Rando, unfortunately. Really, I don't know what else I'm doing, but let me go Troy Franklin here. I guess I don't know. There's nothing much here.
How many games is Brian Thomas Jr.? You said Brian Robinson, not Brian Thomas Jr.
I just like Brian Robinson Jr. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could take him here. Unfortunately,
I was so confused for a second. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. How many games is he gonna miss?
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a steal. They probably cancel the draft at that point. What about Wentz as a backup? I just don't trust Lawrence. Okay, that's why you need a backup because Lawrence is your starter. Wentz can run around. Like I think he's going to be better than Lawrence this week. Lawrence plays the Texans, who have a tough defense, and Wentz goes against the. Well, look here. They sucked on that final drive, but they limited the Buccaneers to 20 points. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's still good. And like the Jaguar offense is gonna be worse than Tampa's offense. So I don't know if Lawrence is gonna get to 20. Whereas Wentz plays the Bengals, and Wentz can run around. So I kind of like Wentz. I've actually been drafting Wentz in these week 3 onward drafts in like round 19, just as like maybe he sticks.
So right behind me, I have my bobblehead collection. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay.
There's a guy right here. Hold on, look at this guy right here. See this guy right here? His name is Carson Wentz. You see this hand right here? His hand broke off. It's like a voodoo doll.
That's a poor Carson Wentz, injured in real life, injured in Kenny's bobblehead collection. Should really robbed of the 2017 MVP, which like he was the front runner by far, and then he got hurt, unfortunately.
Tough life, man. Tough career he's had.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, hopefully he has a second career here, and he does well with Minnesota. I'd love to see it.
I will say JJ McCarthy has played 8 quarters of NFL football, and he's had 1 good, 1 mediocre, and like 6 terrible. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if Wentz come out and play lights out, he's got a shot.
He's looked bad. He's looked really bad. I almost I was writing up Caleb Williams today in like my picks column, and I almost wrote like Caleb Williams was looking like the worst quarterback of his class so far. And then I was like, wait, wait a second. There's McCarthy. Whoops. I was like, except for McCarthy looking like the worst quarterback in his class. Look, it's only 2 games, but it looks pretty rough. Patrick says Joe Burrow is my favorite quarterback in the league. So sad he gets all these injuries. Yeah, it's a shame. Like he can't stay healthy. It's just it's a trend at this point. Bengals should trade for Cousins if they can afford it. May not be a bad idea. It depends what they have to give up. Yeah. Would you drop Matthew Golden for Troy Franklin? I wouldn't drop Golden. I think there's just way too much upside. But I think like near term, I'd rather have Franklin. But like long term and this season, I think Golden could be better. Yeah.
Depends on what else you have. Golden has looked here's another. I mean, I said it. He was great in the preseason. I don't trust preseason. Don't trust preseason. I mentioned Matthew Golden specifically as a guy. I don't know. I don't see anything special in 2 games. He looks like just the guy to me.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there have been some rookies who have been great so far too. And they look in the preseason, so and it's a case-by-case basis. And last year, if you had some of these rookies, you won your league. Like, if you had McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., like you won your league with those guys. Was it Bucky Irving? Rookies can win leagues. I think second half of the year is when these guys will take off. So just be patient. Just be patient. Like Golden could suck for the next 4 or 5 weeks, and then he could have a dominant November and December.
Yeah, the difference is those guys you're mentioning last year were drafted late in drafs.
Yeah,
right? Like McConkey was like an 11th round pick in standard leagues. Brian Thomas Jr. was like a 9th round pick.
Yeah.
When you're drafting these guys in the middle rounds or in the top 3 rounds, like they're just the risk. Like, yes, could they be league winners in the second half of the league year? Yep. But if you're 1-5 when they finally turn it on, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like that's why I think we just like the opening weeks of the year matter. Like those matter too.
Yeah, but the thinking is that you're the rest of your team is stacked because you draft well, and like if that's the case, then you can have a dominant team in the playoffs. So
yeah, well, your team's not stacked though if you have to spend a 3rd round pick on a receiver or running back that doesn't help you. Like that's not.
Yeah.
If you draft Ladd McConkey in the 11th round last year, that's awesome. Absolutely, it's great. Well done. Or Thomas Jr. in the 10th round or 9th round. That's awesome.
Well, someone in our league drafted Brian Thomas Jr. in the 4th round last year. So,
but he was going late in most drafts. He was going 9th.
Yeah. we know who that is. Wentz to Earth's touchdown. I mean Hawkinson. Exactly. Well, when I tell you this, my worst fantasy team in a decade, not kidding. Benches Downs and Tracy. Oh man, Tracy just got sniped or he got Wally pipped, I guess. In addition to the 6th round picks mentioned earlier, tough out here. Yeah, look, Downs. Downs got hurt by Tyler Warren. Tracy got basically benched. Like Tracy is the kick returner now. Like it's pretty rough. So my condolences. I don't know. I mean, like sometimes you just draft all the other crappy players, but like some of those guys could pan out though. So, but like unfortunately, you got really hurt by Burrow too. Like even if you drafted some good players, like you would have had Burrow too, so you'd have to overcome that. So like maybe it's just like good that you just get this over with. Just forget about this fantasy team. I drafted Bateman by the way to pair with Jackson, and like I said before, the Ravens have this super easy schedule down the stretch in the fantasy playoffs. One of you please explain why the Texans, who have one of the 4 best man rushes in football, consistently elect to blitz as just consistently get burned by the likes of quarterbacks like Mahomes and Mayfield. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what DeMeco Ryans is doing. It is dumb, and it costs me money, so I'm not happy about it. I made Kenny cough. Sorry.
They are dumb and it costs me money. It's a great commentary. I love it. Can one of you please explain? No, we can't. No, the answer is no. We are capable of explaining that in any rational way that makes sense in this universe.
You can't explain stupidity. So,
I mean, Pete, I was told the Texans were going to be an amazing defense. They were being touted. I watched them play 2 games, and I just think like they're good, but not like stout. There's several defenses. I think the Eagles' defense is clearly better.
Yes.
I think there are several. I mean, I still think the Broncos are clearly better than the Tech. I think the Packers are clearly better than them. I think the Cowboys' defense might be better. I think the Rams is better. I am. I think you're overrated. Paper Tiger.
Yeah, that's exactly what I called them on the site. Waddle and Walker 3 for Odunze. Well, Waddle, I think like Waddle's like a non-player. So it's like Walker for Odunze, which is like
I would say Waddle's a non-player. I mean,
it's pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme. I would not. I don't know that I would make that trade, but I think I like Waddle. Well, I guess I like Waddle and Walker more than you do. So that might might influence my thoughts here.
Yeah, I love Odunze. I was drafting him a lot.
I think he's obviously looks really good.
He looks terrific. Yeah. Scottsboro reminds me of more clumsy Mike Allstott. As a Giants fan, he's fun and funny to watch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he looks like Allstott. That's true. How about dropping Keyshawn Butte for Troy Franklin or Io Manor, or keep Keyshawn? I think Butte. If you look at Butte's like previous 5 games dating back to last season, like he's produced in every single one of those games, and Drake May seems to like him. So I think it's very close with Franklin and Butte. I wouldn't go with Io Manor. What do you think about Butte versus Franklin? That's very close to me.
Yeah, I think Franklin is a better player. I think Butte had 1 catch this past game that was early in the game, really looked really good, and then kind of faded away. I also think that I don't know. I was going to say I like the Denver offense more, but that's probably not true. Yeah, I think it is true. I think I like Franklin.
All right, look at this team. He's drafted Waddle, Nix, Wan'Dale Robinson, Lawrence, Browning, Mims, Tua, Kirk. What's
the need for why 4 quarterbacks?
Why even draft Browning? Like he's not, if he makes it to the playoffs, he's not going to be playing then. Like Burrow might come back in December, and like Mims, like Lawrence, like Tua, it's going to get concussed at some point. I don't know. Kirk's injured, but he may come back this week. Totally off topic. I got more BBAI last week. Looks like Congress people were buying up big today. Congress buys are more important than insiders. Yes, 100%. I almost bought some calls today on BBAI. I kind of chickened out at the last minute. I'm like, is this FOMO? Whenever I try to make a stock trade, I always ask myself before I pull the trigger, I'm like, is this FOMO? And I was like, yes, this is FOMO, because it went up like I don't know how many percent today. It went up pretty big today. But then I did see that too, so I'm kind of regretting it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll commit FOMO tomorrow. But I feel like whenever I commit FOMO, I lose money. And then like my other trades are usually good. Crap, I got to make some picks here. But anyway, let's do a question here. My quarterbacks are Fields and Penix. Would you drop either one for Daniel Jones or Drake May? I would drop either for May. What do you think about this question?
Yeah. Penix has some really good moments. He has some bad moments too. So Drake May is the best talent of all those guys, far and away. And it has really brilliant moments, but maybe has a situation that's not phenomenal. I think Drake May is the best of this bunch, but I think it's close. I think, yeah. And then Penix, then Jones, then Fields. Fields looked terrible.
Yeah, he looked terrible and he got concussed, but it was against the Bills defense, So he was great in week 1. So I feel like his average performance is going to be somewhere in between. So I'd rather have May than either. Just Fields is injured, so I guess go with May over Fields at this point. But and you don't know what's going to happen with those concussions too. So would you trade K9 and Genty for CMC? No, CMC is going to go down at some point. I'd rather have Genty. Kenneth Walker. He wears number 9. I assume that's
I've never heard of called K9.
I assume that's I think that's K9.
K9 and Genty for CMC. No, I would not do that.
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
even if CMC is going to be healthy, I'd rather have. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
uh,
know. Yeah, I don't know if I do that.
okay, I'm dropping Fields for me tonight. Yeah, definitely. At the performance in Indianapolis, how can you say Denver's defense better than Houston's? Um, well, I mean, I don't know. I like Denver, like Indianapolis offense is, I think, with given Tampa's tackles being out, should be better.
Yeah, I expect more that, and part of that is just it's shaped or informed by expectations. Like I'm expecting a lot more from Houston.
Yeah, exactly. Why does it just crap out on me sometimes? Like, anyway, let's get to the next game here, which is, let me put it on the screen. It is this has to be, look at this. Who's the editor here? Lions 52, Bears 21. The Bears made a lot of mistakes in this game. It was close for a while. Like, it was close at like the end of the first half, but like the Bears made a lot of mistakes. That there was an interception, they fumbled, they didn't convert for fourth down, and they just gave the Lions opportunities after opportunities, and Detroit finally capitalized. Like, they didn't capitalize the first couple of times, but then they did. And then in the second half, Jared Goff just went nuts. He threw 5 touchdowns, and apparently this was like a revenge game because they didn't like that Ben Johnson left for Chicago. I didn't. That was not on my radar. Luckily, I didn't bet Chicago. I was thinking about it, but I didn't bet them. I didn't bet them because they were on short rest, and I thought like that could be enough to get them here, and it did apparently. I don't know, but the Lions probably would have crushed them anyway. The Bears defense is awful. Gibbs looked great. Amon-Ra St. Brown probably had his best game of the year, so I think sell high. Jameson Williams, 108 and a touchdown, only 2 catches, 4 targets. Tesla had another big catch. Adunze was a monster, but no one else on the Bears did anything outside of Swift. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, nothing. I think everything we expected happened here. Goff looked decent. By the way, Goff has now had 5 games in his career where his offense scores 50 points or more. It's only like a handful. There's only like 5 quarterbacks in the league that history that's ever had more, and they're all Hall of Famers. It's like very strange stat. Anyway, Caleb Williams looked okay in this game. Not amazing, not good, but good enough for the offense to be decent. And I think the lesson learned here is DeAndre Swift is like actually a decent running back, viable option. Odunze is going to be good. DJ Moore is going to be very inconsistent, and none of the other options are worth it. Yeah, the Lions are going to be good. Start them up, like start your Lions. Get them. Montgomery and Gibbs, St. Brown, Williams, and Laporta are all worthy of starts. Obviously, Laporta wasn't great here. Laporta and St. Brown, they cannibalize each other. They are running the same routes, and so you're going to have back and forth games. You're going to have games where St. Brown goes off and Laporta is limited. You're going to have games where Laporta goes off and St. Brown is limited. They kind of just play the same routes. They run the same routes, and so that's a bummer. But that is what it is. That's sort of the state of it. Williams is getting all of the outside targets at this point. So, but yeah, it's just the nature of it. But hopefully you didn't spend a super high pick on Laporta. Hopefully you got him late. Like I told you, don't draft tight ends high.
Yeah. I drafted Tyler Warren like 7th, 8th round. That's like the earliest I was taking a tight end. And I mean, so far so good with him, but the other guys haven't really performed up to their draft status. So of course I'm contractually obligated to take Tyler Higbee here, of course. As my second tight end. I was gonna take Likely, but someone took him, and then I think I'm gonna go with Torrey Horton here, who caught a touchdown. Okay. So would you guys trade Zay Flowers for Kyron Williams? I'm getting Kyron. Yeah,
I would take Kyron. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I love Zay Flowers, but I've absolutely taken Kyron.
Yeah, I would too. Looking forward to week 5. The Cardinals host the Titans. Obviously, they'll be favored by more than 3, maybe as much as 6.5. Surely let's be the Walter Football October play of the month. Maybe. Arizona's just falling asleep at the wheel and late in these games, which is a little concerning, but it could be. It could be. It depends what the line is. I got offered Kelsey and Tyreek for Trey McBride and Pickens. I'd rather have Trey McBride and Pickens. I hate Kelsey. Kelsey just sucks now. and he'll, who knows what's going on in his head. Like, I don't trust him. What do you think?
I guess I totally disagree on your take on Kelsey and Hill. Kelsey actually looks rejuvenated, looks decent. The offense is struggling there, but Kelsey himself actually looks kind of like the better version he's had. So the upside is going to be certainly limited, but and Tyreek, he got really involved in the game this past week. He actually looked decent. He had one big bomb. It was underthrown by two, but he came back to it. They had a couple bubble screens. Like the Miami Dolphins offense in week 2 actually looked like a semblance of the offense we expected. Like way better than week 1. Still not amazing, but way better. Devon Achane looked really good. I mean, I've never been an Achane fan, but he looked really good in this game. So I think there's a chance that this offense will turn it around. So I think I got offered Kelsey and Tyreek, and you're giving up McBride and Pickens to get Kelsey and Tyreek. I think it's close, and I think it could blow up in your face, certainly. But I don't know. I think I might do it. It depends on what the rest of my roster is, and depends on. I think Kelsey, Tyreek have more upside than Pickens and McBride. I think McBride and Pickens have maybe a safer floor because Miami could totally fall apart and make Tyreek useless.
Well, remember, Rashee Rice is coming back week 7, so Kelsey's just going to take a backseat to him then. And Hill could go to jail any moment. Like, he's a bunch of things going on, and plus, that offense is
going to jail.
What?
He's not
domestic violence and like the child endangerment. That's not two things.
These NFL players get away with everything, They whatever. You'll get a slap on the wrist in July.
Yeah, that's probably true, but he could be suspended at least if I don't know if things go against him legally. But anyway, also that offense is a ticking time bomb because when Tua gets concussed again, like things are going to go even more south than they already are, and that offensive line sucks. I would not be interested in anyone on Miami. So we would disagree.
Did you watch the last game in full? Like, did you watch week 2 and not clearly see that they were dramatically better than they were week 1?
Yeah, but they're going to suck again. That they're playing.
How do you know that? Like,
they're playing against defense that can't get to the quarterback. Like if they're playing a team with a bad pass rush, like they're gonna look better. But the Patriots can't get to the quarterback. Like Geno Smith threw all over them, and we saw what happened to him week 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm watching them going like the problem with this offense was they were not scheming properly. We were not seeing the same scheming. We were not seeing Tua hit the ball accurately. Like all the things that like made us concerned about this offense, actually those concerns were alleviated for a week. The bubble screen to Tyreek Hill can work no matter who the pass rush is or who they're playing. Like designing.
Are you getting his bubble screens with Hill? Like, I don't know.
Carson Wentz did plenty of that. That was like a quick bubble screen. He just takes it to the house and like runs. I mean, that's a Tyreek Hill special. He did plenty of that in his career.
Yeah, but he's now older than he's ever been.
He looks just as fast as ever. I watched him play. He looks fast. He looks great. He's not lost his step.
He's not the same as he was 3 years ago. Like, no way.
All right, I'm not going to convince Walt, but I want the people to know I've watched them play, and he looks exactly the same. Walt is wrong. You could ignore him on this.
I've watched him play. He's not the same, dude. Okay. Like he's still good. Like he's still a good player, but he's not this elite receiver.
All right. Again, like, Walt's not going to change his mind, but I want the people to know he's wrong.
He was all right. Then why is he not pick 101 then, like he was 2 years ago?
What? Because the Miami offense was broken last year. Like. That was McDaniels.
It still is.
It still is. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like much of the brokenness of the offense that we saw late in the year last year and in week 1, week 2 was dramatically better. So I'm like, whoa, okay. Like if they can fix the scheming, that was the big question mark coming into the year. If they can do in week 2 consistently if they can do that consistently, then Tyreek Hill is going to be a good face. He's going to outperform his draft stock.
Yeah, if I had 3 wheels, I'd be a tricycle. Like you can't like he's big ifs here with the Dolphins. Their coach
like I just saw it happen for week 2 and go, okay, like that looks much more like a semblance of a real offense.
Yeah, the Raiders look like a real offense against the Patriots, and we saw what happened last week. Like the Patriots don't have a good defense.
Okay,
this is the big difference.
Like, it's not about the defense. I'm saying the scheme. I'm looking at the scheme, going, okay, they're actually scheming the players open, and the things that they're doing are going to work no matter who they're playing. That was my point. Like that's
when they play good defenses, it's not going to work.
Okay, we'll see.
It's not. It's not.
I got a
Like,
list of things where you've been
disaster
you did
too.
roast me wrong last month on so many things. Like I'm keeping track of it. That's all right.
You want me to keep track of yours?
Yeah, go for it. I've been keeping track. It's terrible takes.
I'll keep track of yours now. Let's see.
I'm keeping track of the links too, so you can go back and watch the video so people can see the garbage. Come on, man, this is garbage take. The reason why we're concerned about Miami is the scheming, and the scheming clearly is different. Like to not acknowledge that is just like you're doing a disservice to people.
We're concerned about Miami because a million things. We're concerned about Miami because their offensive line is the worst offensive line in the NFL. We're concerned about Miami because Tua is a ticking time bomb with concussions. We're concerned about Miami because Mike McDaniel is an idiot. We're concerned about Miami because Tyreek Hill is 31. We're concerned about Miami because Jalen Waddle is a non-player. He's a pyramid scheme. He has one great game out of 10. We're concerned about Miami because they have a tough schedule. We're concerned about Miami because Tyreek Hill could be suspended at any point. There's a lot of things wrong with this team. They're terrible, and this is a coach who gets Alec Ingold involved more than Hill and Waddle sometimes. And do you trust the scheming to continue? Like, yeah, it happened once against a bad defense. It's not going to happen against good defenses. And
you might be right.
The Dolphins have one of the tougher schedules in the NFL. I think. Maybe I could be wrong about that actually, but I'm not sure. But
this is just prototypical like fantasy analysts overconfidence. Like we're just way too confident about things that we shouldn't be confident about. That's my basic premise.
It seems easy to me. I don't know. Just avoid Dolphins players.
Just like we should be confident Henderson is a 3rd round pick. We should be confident.
That's nothing to do with this conversation. Like I was confident in a lot of things that worked out too. Like, why do you mention Henderson with the Dolphins? It's two different topics.
All right, it's just over. I think in general, like my approach is I'm not confident about anything. I want to look at a range of outcomes. Like, what's the best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? What's in between? So what's the best case scenario? Like, yeah, McDaniel's an idiot. That's like that. But what if he turns it around? What if he's not an idiot? Like,
he's not an idiot.
What if he wakes up? He's like, okay, I've been an idiot. I'm gonna stop being an idiot now and like be better. I don't know. Like maybe he's just. I don't know. I'm watching. I watched week 1 and I thought, oh my gosh, this might be the worst offense I've seen in a decade. And then you watch week 2 and you go, okay, well they actually look like a realistic team. So I don't somewhere in between maybe.
He's gonna wake up one day. He's gonna look himself in the mirror. He's like, I was an idiot. I had Ingold involved. How could I stop being an idiot?
I've had moments where I stopped being an idiot. That's what I'm saying. I think it's possible.
Look, maybe. I don't know. That's it's a low.
Maybe the worst case, we'll see. They look much better. I just like. To me, I think about range of outcomes. That's my like. What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? The worst case scenario is the worst, but we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah. Both of you standing up, refusing to back down. We've had a lot of debates, heated debates over the years. We've been good friends since 1999.
Come on, so, it's not going to stop.
No, we're 80 years old talking about this stuff.
This is why we love America. We love debates.
Yeah, exactly. Debates are good.
Let's just hope we don't get shot in the neck.
Right. Don't kill us. Don't kill anyone over debates. Seriously.
It's just football, guys. It's not serious.
Yeah, right. Would you trade AJB for Walker and Pickens? A lot of AJ Brown questions here.
Giving up Brown to get Walker and Pickens?
I think, man, as much as I don't like Walker, I think I'd do it. I don't know.
I think I am concerned about the Eagles' passing game as well. I'm like legitimately concerned after week 2.
Yeah, like offensive line's not the same. Offensive coordinator's not the same. I don't know. But then again, they did start slowly last year too. Like they're 2-2.
Yeah,
they almost lost to the Browns in week 6, and then like they turned it on. So, what we see now is not what we're going to see in 2 months from now. So, but I mean, you're getting like 2 like functional players for 1. I think I would do it.
Yeah, probably.
Joe Warren or Kenneth Walker, though.
I like Walker more, but it's close.
Yeah, I like Walker better than Warren. Okay, so all right, so what's up, guys? Holy crap, Daniel Jones bent my Broncos over. I don't know. We're gonna get to that one soon. Yeah, so anyway, let's get to the next game. Rams 33, Titans 19. The Titans actually losing in halftime in this game. They came back, they had a great second half. I was listening to a podcast. They were concerned that Corum got a late touchdown over Williams. They're like, is this going to be 50-50 split? I'm like, it was 17-5. Like, calm down. Like, yeah, Corum got the touchdown. It was well in hand at that point. So I wasn't worried. Like, they're probably giving Williams the breather. Adams showed good chemistry with Stafford, so that's a plus. Manor caught a touchdown. Pollard almost had 100 rushing yards, which is not a good sign for the Rams' rush defense against Saquon. So what are your thoughts on this game?
I think I might have a slightly different opinion on Corum. I maybe think higher. One is I just think he's a really good player. So like that's where I always start. Is he the player good? I think he's actually really good. The second thing though, is it does seem. I mean, Kyren Williams didn't get any of the. When they were down inside the 10, Corum was like their goal line back. Mm-hmm. And I have been concerned about Kyren Williams' carry. Like we talked about this. Like Kyren Williams has had so many carries the last 3 years. I'm always concerned about his injury risk. And I wonder if the Rams are doing that. I wonder if they are seriously thinking, okay, we need to ration him in, just give him less carries just for keep him healthy. And I do wonder if Corum will, it was not going to be 50-50, nothing close to that. But I do wonder if Corum gets some significant carries. Obviously Kyren Williams is the main guy. He's a better player. I'm not saying that, but I do think Corum might get some love here. So it is, it's a little so annoying to deal with, but you're not going to start Corum, right? Right. So it's like, if he's a free agent in your league, I mean, it might be worth stashing. If Kyren Williams is hurt, God forbid, because I have him, I own him. I don't want to see that, but
yeah.
Passing game looks good. It's all funneled though, right? It's two guys. I mean, it's Adams, it's Puka Nacua, yeah. So this offense looks pretty decent. Like this looks like a legitimate team.
Yeah, the Rams are really good. I was concerned about Stafford's back. It doesn't look like a concern right now, but the back can always act up. It's a tricky thing. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
By the way, the Tony Pollard 92 yards was the most pedestrian 92 yards you've ever seen. It's like he didn't have one impressive run. Just like he's a plotter. And I think I realized but Cam Ward, by the way, oh my gosh, I mean he loves giving away the football. I mean he's someone's got to teach him to hold the ball. He bring Tom Coughlin out of retirement and teach this guy how to carry out. Oh my goodness, bro, you can't he's just giving away the ball. The Tennessee Titans may have been a legitimate team and legitimate competitor in this game if Cam Ward wasn't just giving the ball away every other drive. It seemed like
he's taken a lot of sacks too. He's taken 11 sacks in 2 games. He's on pace for 93 sacks taken. The NFL record 76. It's not good. D Smitty, I'm sorry. Just skip both your questions. Yeah, we're having this debate on the Dolphins. Let's get to
sorry, guys. The stupid debate.
The Dolphins ruin everything. I'm 0-2 in a 2 QB league. Daniel's Quest, Purdy out. Backups are Ward and Rattler. Running backs are Henderson, Monty, Brian Robinson, Connors, Merritt, Browning, and Mac Jones are on the waiver wire. Who'd you prioritize? What order?
I'm having trouble following.
So Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Jake Browning, and Mac Jones are on waiver in this 2 QB league. He's 0-2, so he needs help. I think Mac Jones is not going to be starting for nearly as long as Browning. So if you're looking for something long-term, Browning makes more sense. And his running backs are Henderson, Montgomery, Brian Robinson, and Connor. Are you starting Merritt over Montgomery and Connors? Maybe Montgomery, but it's close. So I think that given that you have Purdy and he's out, you need a quarterback, and I think I would go with Browning personally. Do you agree? What do you think?
Yeah, Browning over Mac Jones, and I'm probably not starting Merritt over any of your running backs over Montgomery or Connors, that James Conner?
James Conner, yeah.
Or John Connor, as once upon a time I called him.
Corey Connors, PGA.
What was that?
Corey Connors, golfer.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Browning. Yeah. I think Browning's going to play much longer potentially than Mac Jones. Although, I mean, if you've got Purdy and Jaden Daniels, maybe maybe that's not as big of a priority, but yeah, I think I'd rather Browning.
Yeah, I mean Daniel's gonna be out for a couple weeks, looks like. So it says questionable. I saw he's gonna be out 2 weeks. Maybe I saw a bad report. But yeah, I'd go with the quarterback there. Would you trade Nico for Tedero, McMillan, and Javonte Williams? I'd rather keep Nico Collins.
I would say Nico, but by the way, speaking of rookies, they usually all suck early on, but McMillan looks awesome. He looks like a legit player. I'm like, it's interesting though. Of all the rookies, he's the one I was least concerned. I was least confident in, based on all the scouting reports you were getting. It just seemed like, I don't know, this guy's good. Like he looks great. And Devontae Williams looks like he's actually a decent option. Yeah, I'm still taking Nico.
Yeah, same. My tight ends and not PPR. Andrews, not sure what to do. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Andrews.
I own a ton of Andrews.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, there's gonna be tight ends available, unless you're in a very deep league. That's the beauty of the tight end position. If you whiff on a late round guy, you can just pick up someone who's better. So it depends who's available. You should be able to get someone though. In regards to my receiver question, my receivers are London. What's his receiver question? I don't know if I missed out on that one. Receivers are London, McMillan, Judy, Diggs, and Calvin Ridley. Can you put Jason? Can you post your? Oh wait, he says we skipped it, so it's definitely about. Okay, here it is. Would you drop Diggs or Judy for Keenan Allen half PPR?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me Keenan Allen all day.
Yeah, over either. But which one would you rather keep, or Diggs or Judy?
Get rid of Diggs. Get him. He sucks. Get him out of here. He's terrible.
I think short term I'd rather Judy, but like once they go to Gabriel, like Diggs will probably be better. So it's gonna be a tough situation there. Do we know if Xavier Worthy's playing this week? We don't know. I mean, I mistakenly last week. What?
He feels unlikely.
Yeah, I made a mistake last week. I saw an Andy Reid quote, and I didn't read it correctly. I thought he said Andy Reid. I thought Andy Reid said day to day for Xavier Worthy. What Andy Reid said, we're taking it day by day. So which is a lot different. Day to day means he might play this week, but probably next week. And day by day, we're like, all right, we're just gonna see how this is going every day and just gonna decide later. So that's definitely different. How much fab should I cash out for Tucker Kraft? Someone drop them on waivers. Wow, if you need the tight end, I mean that's it's gonna be a great addition for you. So I would go. What do you think? I think I'd go pretty crazy with this, pretty aggressively.
I mean, it depends it depends on who your tight end is,
Right.
and depends if you have depth at running back, receiver. If you feel really good about your depth, then I'd say 20% of my fab.
Oh, I would have said higher. I don't know. I'm someone who just goes aggressive with it because the worst thing you could do is have fab at the end that you didn't use. Like I'd rather just make sure I get that a guy. And what you said is true. Like if you have a decent tight end, okay, maybe 10% or whatever, or less. But if you have nothing at tight end, I would have said 40%, just 50%. Just go all out, use your fab, and okay, you can't sign anyone at the end of the year, but sometimes you're just gonna have fab left over, and you're gonna feel bad about it. I did 40%. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. But given what your tight end situation is, it really depends. Okay, so next game is 49ers 26, Saints 21. This was a wider margin. It was 26-14 until garbage time. Mac Jones looked pretty good. He started 0-4, but then he went 26-35 after that. McCaffrey, another pedestrian rushing performance. I don't think he's broken 70 yards yet on the ground, but he continues to catch a ton of passes, which we know he can do. Juwan Jennings finally healthy. It's nice to see that because I drafted him a lot. I know you did too. Ricky Pearsall kind of took a back seat to him, but he was targeted a couple times that he didn't catch the ball. I think he missed out on a deep ball if I remember correctly, but so he could have had a better game. For the Saints, Kamara almost hit 100 rushing yards. Which is unfortunate because he didn't score a touchdown, but still a good game with 6 catches. Olave, solid 6 for 54 is fine. Rashid Shaheed caught a touchdown. Juwan Johnson continues to be a big factor, so that could be someone who's available potentially for Cassandra. What are your thoughts on this game?
Alvin Kamara continue to pay off. Through 2 weeks is great. pour one out for all the guys who drafted him. Olave looks decent. As I mentioned earlier, slammed his head on the ground in the game. Thought he was going to be gone for the season. Bounced right back up. So that was pleasure. That was a pleasant surprise. Juwan Johnson looks like a real tight end. So if he's on your waiver wire, I think he's worth picking up. And then on the receiver side or the Niner side, McCaffrey looks good. I saw someone put a tweet out there this week that I thought was funny. Like maybe Christian McCaffrey is like somehow he's like what's the girl from X-Men? What's her name? Rogue? No, is that her name?
You're asking the wrong person. I know nothing about superhero stuff. I hate superhero stuff.
Who's the girl? There's a girl in X-Men who like sucks the energy from other people and like to heal herself. It's like maybe McCaffrey's doing that. Like he's sucking the energy from other players to keep himself healthy, but that's why the other players in the Niners keep getting injured.
Yeah,
somebody help me out. Tell me the name of that.
I despise. Yeah, I despise superhero stuff. I can't get into it. I also hate the superhero nonsense. It's all just so formulaic. The same thing. Like, yeah, they have these superpowers. They're great at the beginning. Something happens. They either lose the powers or something's more powerful, and then they overcome it. Like, there's lots of action. Like, it's fine. Like, seeing one or two of them's cool, but then they're all the same. So, like, what's the point? So anyway, Cassandra doesn't need to cut. Andrews, no bench space. Options likely. I think likely's coming back. He was going. I was thinking him 16th round last week. He's going 13th round. So I think I didn't see a report, but maybe he's coming back this week. We'll see. Jonnu, who's kind of one of a million tight ends in Pittsburgh. Kincaid, Pitts, Kate Otten, Chiggy, Schultz, Ingram, Strange, Waller, Higbee, Freiermuth. I mean, all these guys are like the same. I think you want to play matchups. Off the top of my head, I don't know as the easiest matchup. If you're like find a tight end is playing against Seattle, which would be Juwan Johnson, or Tampa, that would be Mason Taylor, perhaps. I want to give Mason Taylor a shot because Tampa can't defend tight ends. There are several other teams that can't defend the tight ends. I would just go with one of them. If you're just adding, check the injury report. Because I didn't see anything unlikely, but if you can find something that says he's coming back, I think that he's looking pretty good, especially with Andrews just not doing anything. But other than that, I don't know. It feels like most of these guys are about the same. What do you think?
Yeah, they're all the same. That's part of the problem with the tight end position is they just sort of kind of a mess. I think of this mess. I think Kincaid's the one I kind of like because they've actually been like giving him some targets, and I like the offense. And for me, like I just wonder, is there just like a matter of time? And the passing game looks so different from week 1 to week 2 for the Bills. Week 1, they was just all down the field. They look great. And then Keenan Coleman looked like he kind of turned into a pumpkin, came back to earth this past week. And so like the offense, the offensive strategy looks so different. I wonder if Kincaid comes around, but cutting Andrews might just, I don't know what to do. I drafted him a ton in best ball. I mean, he's my number 1 tight end. I drafted him a lot. In my 4 season long leagues, I have him in 2 leagues. That's not true. I have him in 1 league in my season long, and I have him in my guillotine league, my survivor league. So Colson Loveland in 3 leagues. So that's terrible. But yeah, man.
What's
I don't
going
know.
on with him. What's going on with Loveland? What's going on with Loveland? Like, what that was we brushed by that one because we discussed the Bears game already.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I have this guy that I drafted him a bunch. I think, well, maybe like obviously he sucks. I dropped him.
They took Loveland over Tyler Warren. Like what were they thinking? That's not even hindsight because when they did that, I'm like, really? Loveland over Warren? I didn't like. I thought Loveland was a 20s being drafted in the 20s guy, where I thought Warren was easily the best tight end. So I wrote that at the time. Like I don't know. I didn't get it, but not the first time the Bears have drafted a prospect over a better one. Like we have Trubisky over Mahomes. We have Caleb Williams over Jane Daniels. And now we have Loveland over Tyler Warren.
Yeah,
not as impactful, but still. So anyway, what you're saying with Kincaid is good because I remember they play Miami. Miami also can't stop tight ends. Miami can't stop anything. Let's face it. So Kincaid looks good there. If you're looking more long term, Kyle Pitts has a great playoff schedule. You might roll your eyes, but he has Tampa in the playoff schedule. He abuses Tampa every single time. Like that's like the one time Pitts actually does well is Tampa. So if you want to like keep that in mind, you don't have to add him now, but just like down the stretch, like if the playoffs are coming up, add Pitts because he has the Buccaneers coming up in the playoffs. I got Laporta. I feel he's not getting targeted as much as Kraft. Yeah, I mean, if you have Laporta, I don't think you need to spend 40% fab. Like, keep that in mind. Like,
Yeah,
Laporta is good. Laporta is good, and like in this draft that we did, I'm just going to show you right now. They went, I believe they weren't that far apart. Kraft went 501, Laporta went 708. So you're upgrading your 7th round pick to a 5th round pick, but you're spending 40% of your resources on it. I don't know if
that doesn't feel wise.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that. So, yeah, sorry. Juwan Johnson not available. Okay. I also hate to, okay, I saw that one. Should I drop Kincaid or Andrews for Ertz? It seems like a pretty lateral move, Kincaid to Ertz. I know you say like Ertz, but
yeah, I wouldn't drop either one of them for Ertz. I mean, I like Ertz, but I think Ertz is better. I don't know. It feels close. I mean, with Jaden Daniels out, I don't know how it's going to affect Ertz.
Yeah. Laporta or Kraft. Yeah, I'd rather have Kraft right now.
I'd rather have Kraft, but it's close. I mean, I don't think it's
yeah. It's close. So do I cut Andrews just Hall? Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Notice I didn't even include Loveland on the list of available players. In my opinion, like I feel like you can play you can play matchups with your tight ends at this point. Baltimore plays Detroit. Detroit just limited Loveland and week 1, Kraft had a decent game, but not the sort of great performance that we saw. So Detroit's usually pretty good against tight ends. So I don't think you're playing. You're going to want to play Andrews over some of those other guys. But I think you can play matchups at this point. Trade Murray and Kupp for JSN. Hell yes, if you can. Yeah, try to get JSN for those guys.
That's absolutely. What's the catch?
I mean, Kupp had like his one good game of the year, so trade sell high, please.
I guess we're going to talk about him. He actually looked legitimate too. Like, I'm not saying he's going to repeat that, but it didn't look fluky. But regardless, Kyler Murray and Cooper Kupp in a typical league, like this is not a 2-quarterback league. We're talking like do that all day long. Like what? That's not even close.
Yeah, might have to throw in DJ Moore or Olave or Godwin. Throw in Godwin. Like he may not be healthy all year.
I'd throw in either one of those guys. Like JSN is awesome. JSN, I think, is likely going to be the not wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 by the end of the year. Like he looks great.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah. Morgama says someone in my league was stupid and panic drop Waddle. How much should I spend on him? I have 95 fab left if the current bid is 35.
How do you know the current bid? Oh, your current bid.
Oh, my current bid is 35. Yeah.
How bad do you need a receiver?
I think that's about right. I said Waddle's not a real player, but you can use him. It's just like he's so inconsistent. Like he's not going to do anything for stretches, and then he's got a great game.
Yeah, I think 35 is probably right.
Yeah. Traded Rice and Anderson for Gentry. Thoughts?
I think it's fine. I mean,
that Raider. Oh, we'll talk about later. That Raider offensive line is so bad. The Gentry just has no hope. Sometimes he's getting the ball and it's getting hit right away. It's like nothing he could do about it. I feel bad for him. Anyway, let's get to the next game. Bills 30, Jets 10. You touched on a couple players here. Keon Coleman, for example, came back down to earth. But like the Bills didn't really have to throw, so Josh Allen threw 25 times as opposed to like 44 last week. So we have that. Plus he had to go against Sauce Gardner on occasion. So like usually the Jets have a run funnel defense. We saw that with James Cook. It just went nuts. Great game for Cook. And the Jets just took a giant turd on the field. Like they were awful. Fields completed 3 passes. Luckily we bet his over rushing yards and he got there before he got concussed. I think his prop was like 41 or something, so he got there by 8 yards. So that was like the only thing that went well here. Otherwise, the Jets couldn't do anything. The Jets are getting a lot of sharp money too. Like I know a lot of professional bettors who are on the Jets, and they just took this big L. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Why were the sharps like for what reason? I don't understand. Like, what would lead people to think the Jets would have been the right side? Like, am I missing something?
It's the spot bet because the Bills are coming off the 41-40 thriller, and then they had the Thursday night game coming up, so rest in 3 days. So the thinking was that the Bills wouldn't be going all out here, and plus the Jets looked good against Pittsburgh. But I heard that reasoning, and I'm like, what if Pittsburgh just sucks? And I think that we got our answer.
Their defense looks terrible.
Yes. So what are your thoughts on this? By the way, the Jets only had one player with single-digit receiving yards, or double digits receiving yards.
Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall still are great players. They're just going to have really bad weeks because the situation, and I think that's just going to be the case. So if you have Breece Hall and you have Garrett Wilson, you're probably having to start them. You probably drafted them high enough where you don't have better options. So it's a bummer. They still look good. Don't worry. But I think we could put the rest of Braylon Allen, Bryce Hall split nonsense that we had all summer long.
Yeah.
But you don't want anyone else on this team. By the way, at the end of the game, it was Tyrod Taylor versus Mitch Trubisky. Someone want to claw my own eyes out. Josh Allen's awesome. James Cook's awesome. By the way, the one league in which I have James Cook is our league. I lost this week. I had James Cook. I had several.
I know. I was keeping track of your matchup on Monday night because I saw you had Herbert and I think the other guy had Bowers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you had a chance to win. I was like, if Herbert needs to do something, you might have a chance to win, but he didn't need to do anything at the end.
I lost by 7. It was like 106-99. I think it was the final score.
Yeah.
I needed Herbert to outscore Bowers by a certain amount, but So. I'm like, and Cook totally went off. I thought for sure I was going to win this week. I couldn't believe I lost. Anyway, I think the receiving stuff in the Bills is going to be a nightmare all year. I think it's going to be similar to Green Bay, where it's like the offense is going to be good in any given week. One of these guys could go off. You just never know who, and so it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
I think the issue with the Bills receivers is that there are going to be a lot of games this year where they don't need to throw a lot. Like they have the 4th easiest schedule in the NFL. And like, if you look at my Survivor advice page, which I just updated like an hour ago, like I have options for the next 9 weeks, and it's like Bills every single week is an option. Like they have the easiest schedule, of like all the top teams available. Like the Niners have the easiest schedule overall, but like of the top teams in the NFL, like the Bills by far the easiest schedule. Let me read you some of their opponents. So obviously week 3 they have the Dolphins. Week 4 they have the Saints. Week 5 they have the Patriots. Week 8 they have the Panthers. Week 10 they have the Dolphins again. And that's just until week 11. Like so many easy opponents where they just won't have to throw in the second half. And we just saw that in this game. So So if you have Coleman, like in those games, you might want to avoid him a little bit. But if it's going to be a tight game against one of the better teams, then fire him up. So that's how I would play it. Slew says, I fully expect the Chiefs to make a serious return when Rice and Worthy are on the field together. I have a bonus bet that expires tomorrow. They're currently 15-1 on DraftKings, I assume, to win the Super Bowl. What do you think? You can never go wrong buying low on the Chiefs. They are going to be better in Rice and where they come back. Maybe they trade for a lineman. Look, they still have the best coach in the NFL. They have the best quarterback in the NFL. They're going to figure it out. They have a great defense coordinator too. They have they have good players. And look, they're close. If Kelsey doesn't drop the ball at the goal line against the Eagles, and if Worthy doesn't get knocked out on the first drive, like there's a world where the Chiefs are 2-0 after playing the Chargers and Eagles, 2 teams I have in the top 5. So like they're not that far away from getting it right. So I think 15-1 looks pretty good. I would actually bet that too. And what are your thoughts on the Chiefs bouncing back potentially?
I'm less confident in you. Like, yeah, you're right. Like 1 or 2 bounces here or there. But man, there's a lot broken with that team right now. that offense is broken. So something is wrong with this. You can't just say now, oh, it's the receivers. Like the scheme is off. Like teams have figured out how to play them, keep them in front, and Mahomes will kill you with his with this little scamper toddler run. That gay toddler run he does, but I just freaking hate it. But
It's gay toddler. It's just called toddler. Gay toddler.
It's gay toddler. It's not anyway. So I think some teams. I think teams are figuring out like how to play them.
Yeah, well, I think that's the case now. But like, I have enough faith in Andy Reid to figure things out in Mahomes. Like it's the best quarterback coach combo in the NFL. And also, like I said, they have Rice coming back too in about 4 weeks, so 5 weeks. So. I think they'll be better. Is Worthy back next week, or do I start someone else? We don't know. The injury, we've had no injury reports yet, so I mean, you'll have to check back later in the week. I have a question. I really want Tootin, but I don't know if it's worth dropping either Hollywood or Diggs for him. I would definitely drop Diggs for him.
Diggs, he sucks. Yeah. He's done. He's
Yeah.
total toast. He's gonna get you 3 catches for 19 yards every week.
It's old receiver coming back from torn ACL. I couldn't believe people were drafting him in 7th or 8th round. Like, it seemed crazy to me. Tyler
he looks terrible. He looks, and they're clearly not. He's clearly not a priority in the offense.
Yeah. No, it's not. Tyler Run does Patrick Mahomes run like Conrad. There's some similarities. Hopefully Conrad has just as good of an arm. Then we'll be talking here. But in the meantime, he's going to be getting rich off of covered calls, just growing his account every week, I guess. I'm on to I feel like I need a win. I feel like Hollywood could put up numbers against the Giants. Yeah, I think Hollywood in the next 4 weeks could do well. But once Rashee Rice comes back, I think that's not going to be the case. But definitely Diggs is not someone you want. I traded BTJ for London. Honest thoughts. I mean, BTJ is injured right now. And talk about broken offenses. Jacksonville's offense, or at least passing offense, is broken. The rushing attack looks great. Their passing attack just looks awful sometimes. Like Lawrence just makes so many boneheaded throws, and he's played 2 horrible defenses so far.
You received Drake London in this trade?
I assume, yeah. That's what I read.
Yeah, that's great. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if they're both healthy, they were being drafted around the same place, right? They're both being drafted kind of like mid to late second round, or like I think if they're both healthy, that's an even trade.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Thomas Jr. is going to miss time, so that's a great deal for you, and whoever did it's an idiot.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next game, Seahawks 31, Steelers 17. The Seahawks look great in this game. We had another 50-50-ish split with Charbonnet and Walker. Walker looked a lot better this week than he did last week, whereas Charbonnet looked better last week than he did this week. So it was a weird dynamic here. But Jason had a great week. The Steelers have a lot of issues. They can't block and they can't play defense. And they have a 41-year-old quarterback. So,
other than that, they're fine.
Yeah. They're doing great otherwise. Metcalf is like bailing them out with like these circus catches sometimes, but other than that, like they don't have anything going for them, except for like Jalen Warren receptions too. But this team is not looking good. I think Mike Tomlin's flawless record of non-losing seasons is in jeopardy. What do you think?
Aaron Rodgers had some moments where he looked really good and moments where he looked terrible. He looks like he just doesn't want to get hit. So anytime there's a chance that he might get hit, he like just makes a quick decision that's like throwing it away or checking it off, even though if he waits half a second, he's got a better receiver option. Like he just like doesn't want to play. I don't know. This is weird. Jalen Warren is finally the feature back in Pittsburgh. I've been begging this for 3 seasons.
Yep.
Isn't it terrible though? It's happening when the team sucks. That's not. Like what are you doing? Kenny Gainwell, he sucks. Like I picked him up in a couple leagues last week, thinking maybe there'd be something there. That's a waste of time. Caleb Johnson. Listen, Omarion Hampton is a really good rookie running back, but for every Omarion Hampton, there is a Trevion Henderson, and a RJ Harvey, and a Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson sucks, and he's a bonehead. If no one saw the dumb kickoff return play, oh my gosh, what?
Yeah,
like Isn't that the dumbest play I've ever seen? But
Yeah,
man, it's in the conversation.
he screwed up on 2 counts. Like, first of all, he didn't know the rule that like he has to pick up the ball, but second, he had the ball touch him. So, like I don't understand what he was thinking there.
It's stupid. So I think he only saw 4 offensive snaps the whole game, and none in the fourth quarter. And then he only had 1 carry in the game, and no targets. So yeah, he's not a thing. Like, yeah, if you drafted him in the 7th round, sorry. Sorry. Njigba is awesome. Gosh, he's awesome. I'm glad I have him in multiple leagues. Cooper Kupp actually looked decent. I mean, both of us were like, this guy, what are you doing? Don't draft him. He looked okay. I don't expect him to do this again at any point the rest of the year, but he doesn't look terrible. I just sort of like, are you ever going to realistically start Kupp? Like, I don't know. Like, is there ever a chance? I guess if you're like depleted with injuries and bye weeks or whatever. But he looked okay. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. Running backs. This is what I predicted 2 weeks ago. I said on the show, I think it's going to be 50-50 all year. I think some weeks it'll be a Walker week. Some weeks it'll be a Charbonnet week. I think this is another example where we should listen to coach speak. Like, coach speak. I also think we forgot, like, Walker was injured over the summer. Like, maybe he's just getting healthy. Because he looked really good. And so, but I don't expect this to be like, I think it's a 50-50 job, ish the rest of the way. It's my guess.
Yeah, I think 50-50 makes sense. We agree on that last week, but I think that Walker could be traded. It's his contract year. And if the Seahawks struggle, now if they win, there's no reason to trade Walker because they might need him for the playoffs. But
right.
if they're like 3-5, 3-6 at the trade deadline, then like they could trade Walker because it's his contract year. So just look out for that too. With Cooper Kupp, like if they schedule the Steelers again, then you could start him. Like Steelers can't defend anything. Like we saw week 1, Justin Fields go off, have a great game. And like I said, like we didn't know if it was maybe Justin Fields is a thing now, or maybe Pittsburgh's defense is awful. And I think we know the answer now. Their cornerbacks are horrible outside of Jalen Ramsey, and their linebackers even worse. They can't defend anything. Obviously, TJ Watt's still great. Cam Ward's still good, not as dominant as he once was. But then that's it. That's really it. Herbert's okay, but like the rest of the team is just really struggling defensively. They're going to be a team to target for the rest of the year. I think if you're playing matchups at certain positions, I think you just target them. They looked awful, and I think they'll continue to look awful. They just have an old team. Like this team is just not going to compete. I don't know what they're thinking here.
I still I generally still trust Tomlin, like as a good coach, and like maybe he could turn it around. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe they trade for some guys. Hey, Walton Kenny, thoughts on Golden? I'm currently holding. We talked about this. Golden. In my opinion, I wouldn't cut him. You can't start him now, but I wouldn't cut him. I think there's just too much talent, and he could be a league winner in the second half of the year. But right now he's just not doing anything. So like, if you really need the roster spot and there's no one else to cut, then okay. But I would try to keep him on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how bad you need the roster spot. And so it's it depends on I mean, I don't see anything from I don't see Golden they're not prioritizing him. He doesn't look good. So I don't know. I think it could be several weeks before we see anything from him.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be like November, and then maybe November, December he goes off. We'll see. From first to last, how would you rank these guys? Scotabo, Butte, Hollywood, rest of the season. I think in that order. Scotabo looked good. We'll get to that game. Butte has, like I said, past 5 games, dating back to last year, he's produced. He's not like an amazing player, but he was once considered a first-round prospect. He fell because he just struggled in college, but like maybe he's just putting it together here. And Drake May seems to like to throw to him. And then Hollywood Brown, like he's going to be good the next 4 weeks, but then when Rice comes back, he's not going to do much. So that's how I would order it.
Yeah, it's just hard to order these because it depends on what you need.
Right.
Like,
it's true.
Obviously, if you need running back, well, then Scotabo is the guy. Like, he's clearly the one you're going to want. Butte has, I think, more long-term upside, but has a lower floor than I think Hollywood has a little higher floor of the next few weeks. So, like, if you need short-term receiver help, Hollywood's a much better option. If your receiver fine and you just want to like try to shoot the moon and get some upside, Butte's the better option. So, I don't know. It's hard to rank them. It all depends on the situation.
Yeah. Should I sell high on Walker or Javonte Williams? Definitely Javonte Williams. I don't see this lasting all year. With Walker, I think yes, because he's so injury prone. He's been injury prone his whole career. Maybe that turns around, like we saw with Fred Taylor once upon a time. But I don't know. He's like kind of soft too. Like he gets dinged up a little bit and he just wants to come out of the game. I don't trust this guy to stay on the field all year. Like, he's a good talent. He's a great talent. But just for him to stay healthy, I don't know. And I don't trust Seattle. Like, they had a great game against Pittsburgh. Like, every team the Steelers should play are going to have great games. So I don't know. I know you like Walker more than I do, but I would sell high on both these guys.
I wouldn't like sell high. Like, can you sell high? Like, are you saying like, hey, I just want to get rid of him while I can get something of value, or are you actually selling high? Like, would I trade Walker for Jamar Chase? Sure. Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, if like it depends on what you mean by sell high.
Right.
Like, yeah. So when I trade, if I have running back depth and I could trade him for something that people were like, yeah. So I don't know. It depends on what you mean by sell high.
That's true. Okay. Next game is Ravens 41, Browns 17. This was a close game for a while. It was 10-3 at halftime, 20-10 through three quarters. The Browns just gave another game away. I posted a tweet that kind of went viral. I said, like, the Browns have outgained their opponents. It's like 638 to 383 through two games, and they're 0-2. They just commit too many turnovers. They're not as bad as these scores look. But they just commit sloppy mistakes, and they just shoot themselves in the foot. And and these losses are going to pile up, and they're going to replace Flacco with Gabriel, and they're going to be a lot worse. But in the meantime, they still have some functional fantasy players like Judy, Fannin, and Njoku all had like semi-decent games. Tillman scored a touchdown. Judkins, it's crazy. He just played right away. Like I thought he was going to be suspended. Apparently not. I don't know. He went 10 for 61. I don't know where that came from. Derrick Henry, 11 for 23. Second week in a row, the Browns have held a round one or round two fantasy running back to like nothing. Although Chase Brown scored a touchdown last week, like rushing wise, he didn't do much. Lamar Jackson's still amazing. 4 touchdowns, 34 fantasy points. Zay Flowers had a good game, but not a great one because he didn't score a touchdown. Hopkins scored a touchdown. I don't trust that he only had 2 targets, so just that's someone to sell high on too if you can. But yeah, I mean, I drafted Jackson at 201 in tonight's draft. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I also saw a stat where the Browns like outgained the Baltimore by a certain number. They had the ball, like there's like several things like, and they still lost by 24 or whatever. Like it was something in every major like category, the Browns were like better, but like still somehow lost. It's just like because they're the Browns. Yeah. Judkins like looked decent, by the way. Like, oh, he's like a formidable running back. And so yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Like sort of an interesting situation. The Tillman touchdown was such a fluky touchdown. I really liked Tillman coming in. I drafted him in, I think, in 2 leagues. Drafted him a little bit in best ball, but the touchdown was fluky. That's a Fugazi. Really, honestly, if you can avoid using the Browns, that would be wise. That's my take. How about that for a hot take? And the Ravens are going to be fine. Zay Flowers is awesome. Zay Flowers, where were you drafting Zay Flowers this summer? Like I was drafting him in the 4th or 5th round. Like he was one of the guys that I was a fan of in the dead zone. Where did you have him? Did you have him in the 3rd round?
No, I had him in round 5. He wasn't going in the dead zone. He was going around 5 usually, at least like later on in the summer.
I got him in 3 leagues, and I think it's because I was drafting him. I drafted him in the 4th round. I was drafting him ahead of guys. I actually have him as my. Funny enough, I in a 2 quarterback league, It's a 2 quarterback, 3 receiver league. Zay Flowers is actually my 4th receiver, and I can't figure out a way to get him in my lineup. So it's like, so it's just sort of like kind of a bummer. But anyway, yeah, I love Zay Flowers. I mean, I just think he's looking really good. So not much to say there.
Yeah, great for best ball because he has these spike weeks too. Would it be a good time to use my number 1 priority on Ramondre or Franklin? Current running backs receivers: CMC, Chase Brown, Harvey, Pacheco, Benson, neighbors: Jacoby, Diggs, Ellick, Iomanner, and Downs. I don't think so. I think Henderson. Like we talked negatively about Henderson today, but Henderson's eventually going to replace Ramondre, and Ramondre's just not that good. He got benched twice last year for Gibson. Like he's going to mess up. He fumbles a lot too. And like, are you going to start Ramondre over like CMC or Chase Brown? No, right? So, and even like Harvey could eventually take over for Dobbins because Dobbins is going to get hurt. We know he's going to get hurt. And then Benson is upside, so I would not add Ramondre as high priority. And then with Franklin, you're not going to start him over Neighbors or Diggs, or sorry, Neighbors or Jacoby. You could start. I mean, like it depends how many receivers you start. But still, I don't know. I still wouldn't use my top priority on him though. What do you think about this question?
Well, I disagree on one element, but I agree with your ultimate conclusion. Like I probably wouldn't use my number 1 priority, but right now, through 2 games, Ramondre is better than Trayvon Henderson. So I'm just using my eyeballs through 2 games. So you're telling me that they're going to bench Ramondre at some point. I don't know. Ramondre is a better player, so I wouldn't bench him. Could Henderson take the job? He could, but I have a tough. So it depends on how bad you need a running back. Like that's my thought. Like if you got CMC and Chase Brown, like and Pacheco, like do you need a running back? Like I don't know. I think you're okay. Do you need I don't know that you need either one of those guys.
Yeah, I would add them to upgrade. I'd upgrade Ramondre, I'd upgrade Pacheco to Ramondre, or I'd upgrade Diggs or Iomanner or Downs to Franklin. But like number 1 priority, no, I wouldn't use that.
Are you in the league where like your number 1 priority like stays from week to week, or is it the kind of league like most of my leagues are fab? So the only league that I'm in that's not a fab is our home league, and I think in that year in that league that your priority resets every week based on the records, right?
Yeah, it's record wise, yeah.
So if you have the number 1 priority, does it go away after this week? You have to use it, or can you save it? I guess that's my. If you can save it somehow, then save it. But if you have to use it, then yeah, go ahead and add a player. You add Franklin, get rid of Diggs. Maybe that's a better option. Diggs sucks.
Yeah, yeah, he does. Does Njoku get traded? It could be. Yeah, he's in his contract year. It makes sense to trade him. They have Fannin, so why keep him? Should I accept MHJ, Pollard, and Butte for McLaurin and Hall?
MHJ? Who's MHJ?
Marvin Jr.
Freaking throws me off every time. I'm like, who is that?
I'd rather have McLaurin and Hall.
Bryce Hall versus Pollard, Butte.
Yeah,
I'd prefer those guys. Yeah.
I hope my waivers are in process before stream ends. I don't get May. Am I crazy to consider Wentz? No, I don't think you're crazy. You need the quarterback. Yeah, I think Wentz is going to run around a lot, and he has an easy matchup. Stays week to week, and when you use the priority, you get placed at the bottom. So yeah, I just wait because look, there's going to be an awesome guy. Like some starting running back's going to go down. We don't know who. Let's just say. I don't want to curse anyone. Like, what if James Cook goes down? Like Ray Davis is gonna be number 1 high. Like, spend all your fab on this guy,
right?
And that's what you want to wait for. Don't waste it on Stevenson or Franklin. QB options other than May to replace Fields: Caleb, Mac Jones, Wentz, Penix, Rodgers, Lawrence, Geno. Yeah, I think Wentz is the one you want for week 3. Now we'll see. Like, look, Wentz could keep this job. Like. McCarthy has been awful. What if Wentz is good? Like, what if Wentz is good again? He could keep this job, and he's a scrambler. So, I think Wentz.
Gosh, what a crazy world we're in right now.
Yeah, look, Wentz has the most upside there. I think Caleb has some upside too.
Wentz plays great. What if Wentz plays great, keeps the job, and the Vikings travel to Philadelphia in the NFC title game? Wow. What a game that would be, right? I mean, that would be just.
Oh, I love it. It seemed like they
That's
were
how you know
playing
we're living in a
Stevenson
simulation.
last.
If that happens, you know you're living in a simulation.
I think we're living in a simulation, but anyway, but yeah, it could happen that way. It seemed like they played Stevenson last week because he was hot. The second he goes bad, Henderson will play more like week one. Yeah, so we didn't. Is that the next game? I think it might be the next game. No, it's not. Let's skip it. Let's just talk about this. We'll come back to Dallas Giants. And Henderson didn't play much in this game because he got called for 3 holding penalties. And he was supposed to be good in pass protection.
Right.
And like he was graded as the top pass protecting running back in this draft class. So I was kind of confused about that. You know, he's a rookie, so there's obviously going to be some rocky points, but like he got pulled because he wasn't good at the one thing that they liked him to do, but he's great at other things. So I look, I agree. Like I think Stevenson will eventually be benched for Henderson. I don't know when, but I'm pretty confident that at the end of the year, Henderson will be the starter and Stevenson will be the backup. I don't think Stevenson's good. He had a great game against Miami, but everyone's going to have a great game against Miami. Miami's defense is awful. So like when Stevenson starts to struggle, then they might give Henderson a shot. Plus, like, you know, like I said, Stevenson was benched twice for Gibson last year. Like he's going to fumble. He's going to do stupid stuff. This is not like a great player by any means. He's okay. Henderson's a special talent though. And so he will eventually win out. I just look, it might take a while. It might be next week. We don't know. But I think eventually it will happen. So anyway, we discussed Miami as well. Achan is awesome. He's the one guy I would definitely want here. But yeah, I feel like there's no point rehashing Miami.
Tyreek Hill did have 109 yards.
Yeah, sure.
I agree with one thing you just said a moment ago, that talent wins out. And that's like my mantra. Like they just take the better player and like figure it out later. Like I just haven't seen anything from Henderson that makes me to believe he's the better player. Like people keep telling me that. My eyes haven't seen it through 2 games. Stevenson looks like a better player. Now, could it just be that he hasn't figured it out yet? I mean, certainly that happens. I mean, you know, players progress, players get better. Like,
yep.
No players. Well, I would say no player. But like some players regress, I guess, from the rookie year on. I guess that happens. Yes. Trent Richardson, once upon a time. So like, yeah, that does happen. But like in general, yeah, I'm just watching him play. I'm just going, everyone told me how great this Henderson kid was going to be. And then Ramondre Stevenson is, you know, he catches his 50-yard bomb, you know, pass. He gets tackled and they pull him out of the game. And here comes Gibson. Like, and then Gibson can't score. And then May ends up just running it in. Like, just, so anyway, I think it could be just kind of a mess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you might disagree with this, but I'm very confident in saying this. If Henderson was the one who caught that pass, he would have broke it for a touchdown. Like he's so much faster than Stevenson. So, but
yeah, it might be true.
Yeah. But okay, Drake May, 19 of 23, 232 touchdowns. He's awesome. That's part of the reason why I'm 2-0 in like every league. I have Drake May as my starting quarterback in every league. So that was fantastic. It gets Miami again later on. Looking forward to that. Patriots have the second easiest schedule in the NFL too, so it's not like they're going to have tougher games. You know, 2 games against the Bills later on, obviously, but outside of that, like they're going to have easy games most of the time.
I have Justin Herbert in all my leagues pretty much. I have a 2-quarterback league where I have Lamar Jackson. I drafted him in the first round. Okay. But just same thing. Justin Herbert. Like this is my like 25-year mantra. Wait on the quarterback, identify the guy that's got upside. If he ends up sucking, just play the waiver wire game. And like the 2 guys that I was touting, like we talked about this also, Justin Herbert and Drake May are my 2 guys. And like Herbert May, like those are the 2 guys. And like if you got Herbert or May, you're much happier than if you drafted Jaden Daniels or you know, in round 4 or you know, even Baker Mayfield in round 7. Like I'd much prefer Herbert in round 11.
Yeah. Yeah. May is my highest owned quarterback. I loved him all year or summer. Speaking of waivers, why is it like a freaking suspense novel? It always happens at different random times. 1:42 a.m. one week, 2:16 the next, 12:57 the next. Yeah, I don't. What platform is that, Cassandra? Because usually, some platforms have it the same time, but yeah, I get that. It's kind of frustrating. Let's go back to the game we skipped. The game of the year. I don't know.
Wow.
Cowboys 40, Giants 37. This is what happens when you have two terrible defenses. Well, actually, that's not fair. The Giants have good defensive personnel. The Cowboys, though, their defense is awful. The Russell Wilson looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL in week 1. And then week 2, he throws for 450 yards. He throws multiple moon balls. Neighbors looks incredible. Wan'Dale Robinson had like the game of his life. And you have Cam Scatterbo replacing Tyron Tracy. Tracy, by the way, is now the kickoff returner, which is horrible news for him. And then you have Dallas, who they fell behind, but they kept answering. They kept coming back. I thought maybe they'd have a chance to cover the spread in overtime because they got the ball first, but that didn't happen. Lamb had a great bounce back game. I thought he bounced back because he dropped a couple of passes against the Eagles. Pickens, 5 for 68 and a touchdown, doesn't look amazing, but he drew a bunch of interference flags. So one of these weeks he's gonna catch those passes and not draw the flags. So it'll eventually pay off. Yes, I mean a lot of dissect here. Javonte Williams had a great game. What are your thoughts on this one?
Okay, I was on full tilt in this game. Let me tell you the reason why. So for some dumb reason, I don't know. I'm in one league. I'm in a 2 quarterback league where I had the Cowboys, where I had Eagles in my defense in that league, and I decided. I decided I'm like, oh, like I had an extra roster spot, like I had like some punk. I had Tank Bigsby. That's pour one out for one of my most owned players in best ball.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. My heart hurts. Anyway, so I think I dropped Tank Bigsby in that league, and I picked up the Cowboys defense. I was like, I'm going to just bench the Eagles defense. I'll play the Cowboys. They're playing the Giants, like a better matchup than the Eagles against the Chiefs. Don't you know it? The Eagles scored 7 points. The Cowboys in that league has scored -4. I didn't know in this league you get minus points if you give up a lot of yards and points. -4. It's an 11-point swing. I lost by 8 points in that league.
Oh man!
Because if I play the Eagles defense, I win the game, and I would have gone 3-1 rather than 2-2 this year. Just full tilt. Just total. Just you ever just when you're on the couch watching Red Zone, you're just on tilt. Anyway, that's me.
It's like every week.
I'm like throwing my wife's couch pillows. She's like, those are my nice couch pillows. Don't throw them across the room. Just like what? It's full tilt. Anyway, okay. The other thing is this is not fantasy related, but like at the end of the game, the Cowboys are down by 3, and like you're like, okay, at least you got to get in the field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, it's like a 64-yard field goal. It's like a 65-yard field goal from where they're at. And they're like, okay, you got like 8 seconds. Like, you're going to try to throw the ball, try to get 10 more yards, whatever. They just run a quick little draw play, get 1 yard. And they just settled for a 64-yard. Like, yep, we're good. like, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen
Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey is so good.
and then he drilled it.
Yeah.
I'm like, surely they're going to try to throw the ball over the middle of the field. And I'm like, I mean, what an unbelievable, crazy game. Anyway, from a fantasy perspective, we talked about Javonte Williams. You mentioned him. I actually think it might keep going for a bit. He actually looks decent. Like he's not amazing, but I think he's fine. And so, yeah, I actually if you have Javonte Williams, I wouldn't be like giving him away. And so it looks like the rookie is nowhere to be found. So and Miles
not even active
for 2 games now.
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders sucks. So like I don't know. I think Javonte Williams might be like a decent. I actually have him in my Survivor League, which is a best ball league. It's a 28-man best ball league, and so I have him. Anyway, I have him on my best ball team, and so we'll see how that goes. But he's cashing for me right now. I don't think there's anything to learn. You already mentioned everything on the Giants side. I don't think there's much to learn other than Tyrone Tracy is like nowhere to be found on the offense. Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Malik Neighbors is awesome. This should repeat. He should have big games. I can't imagine Wanda Robinson is going to have many 142-yard games, right? Like,
No. No.
By the way, Jake Ferguson's kind of sneaky, like decent tight end play. Like, I didn't draft him in any leagues. Kind of regret it. Like, yeah, I was drafting Colson Loveland in leagues. I drafted, well, we love those my main and Mark Andrews. And so now I'm looking back, I'm like, man, Ferguson kind of would have been like, what a miss to not have like at least had him a little bit.
Yeah, I think I had like a fair amount of best ball, and he wasn't one of my top guys. He's probably like 6th or 7th, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I did draft him a little bit. Warren was my top owned guy. Warren and Kraft, I drafted the most at tight end. Can only stop in for a few minutes since it's late. But would Goff or Indiana Jones be your choice for waivers? Where did they go in this draft tonight? I was kind of curious because Jones has been going super early.
That's a mistake.
Jones went 9-12 here. He went 801 in a draft I did earlier, and then Goff went 803. I think Goff is safer. Jones has some upside with his rushing, but I'd rather have Goff. We don't know if Jones is going to start all year too. Like if Goff struggles, they're not going to bench him. If Jones struggles, they might bench him.
Yeah, I would much prefer Goff.
Yeah. Got countered with DJ Moore and Breece Hall for my Marvin Harrison and Pollard. My current running backs are Mason Pollard, Hampton, JCM, Charbonnet, receivers are London Lamb, MHJ, Shakira, Butte, and Wandale. Should I accept?
I always struggle with this.
So he says for my Harrison Pollard. So he is trading Harrison Pollard to someone else for Moore and Hall. I think like Hall and Harrison are pretty close.
I don't know that I'd do that deal.
And then Moore and Pollard. It's very even trade. I think it's pretty close.
I guess the question is, do you believe that either Breece Hall is going to be awesome down the stretch or Marvin Harrison is going to be awesome down the stretch? And I'm not sure I believe in either one of them being awesome down the stretch.
Yeah, I think the Jets have an easy playoff schedule if I remember correctly. Because I've been and when I do these week X onward drafts, I have a bunch of guys that are write down on Excel and I have them on my phone, so I know to draft them. Jets playoff schedule. Get this: round 1 they play the Jaguars. Round 2 they play the Saints. Championship week they play the Patriots. So if Hall is healthy, then he could just go off in those 3 weeks. So I think Hall. I'd rather Hall. Yeah.
We haven't talked about the Cardinals yet. You're right. Marvin Harrison, who just still doesn't know how to run a fade route.
I think that's our next game. Actually, let's go to it. Oh no, wait, it's right here. Let's skip Colts. We'll get back to Colts-Broncos because it's about the horses. Of course, we have to wait. What are your so we have Cardinals 27, Panthers 22. Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 catches, 27 yards. What a big disappointment. Granted, the Panthers have J.C. Horn, but still, he should have been better. McBride was he's Mr. Consistent here. James Conner versus Benson 11-3. So it was closer last week. It was far apart this week, although Benson had 4 catches. Conner only had 1 catch. So that's in Benson's favor. I would not trust any of these Panthers numbers. You see Young had 328.
All garbage time.
All garbage. Yeah, they were down 27-3. And the Cardinals just fell asleep at the wheel. Like they allowed 3 touchdown drives, and then when it counted, they shut down Carolina again. Like it could have happened the drive before, so we could cover the spread. Of course not. This Bryson Tremaine happened to catch a 26-yard pass on 4th and 16. Like, talk about tilting, dude. I was so angry. I was like, who the f is Bryson Tremaine? Like, I was like, we're gonna lose because of Bryson effing Tremaine. Renfro 2 touchdowns. Ignore that. Jalen Coker's going to come back anyway. He's going to take his job. The 2 Panthers you want are Hubbard and McMillan.
That's
Jatavian Sanders, like if you need a tight end, he's okay in good matchups. But what are your thoughts on this game? You mentioned Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison. Just this guy like. He's like he's all hype, man. Some of these guys that come in the league are just so much hype. like they tried to force him the ball in the red zone. So like at least I gotta say that like they, when the coaching staff trusts you and they're making you a priority, that's a good thing. But when you only end up with 2 catches for 27 yards and no touchdowns, even though they're making you a priority in the red zone, that's a bad sign. That means they are trying to put confidence in you and you keep letting them down. That's not a good thing. And like Kyler Murray throws like a really sweet, fade route to the corner of the end zone. Harrison's got position. He gets up, he goes up and that should be a touchdown. He just like mistimes it and like barely gets his hand on it and then doesn't come like he looked like a awkward high school player. Like just like you know what you're doing, dude. Like, and I'm just like, for all the hype this guy came in, you have all these expectations. I'm just like, dude, like if I were a Cardinals fan, I'd be full tilt. I'd be throwing couch pillows everywhere. Like just what the heck, man. Yeah. So
I hate couch pillows so much. I was like, what's the point of them? There's too many of them. The guy one or two is fine. Why do you like 10 of them? Why do they come with 10 couch pillows?
It's such a funny thing. I will say this, man. We mentioned McMillan. Like, we talked about him. Like, it's like, he seemed like he was being overdrafted in the NFL draft and in fantasy drafts. But like, maybe the Panthers will get the last laugh here on this one because McMillan, like, he's a baller from day one, and it's impressive.
Yeah, he's looked good so far, but again, garbage time. Like what's he gonna do in real time? Ibuka has been better, but then again, he plays in a better offense. So,
I'm just saying, like, just like watching, like McMillan, like he looks like he belongs in the NFL.
Yeah, no, and the talent, he's talented. He was
Marvin Harrison. I'm just like, dude, get rid of this guy.
Yeah, McMillan is quoted as saying he doesn't love football. So that bothered me. I don't know if he's gonna he could be one of those guys who regresses year to year because if he's not training hard, then like he could just get worse. But Harrison, like we talked about drafting players over better players. If the Cardinals had Malik Neighbors, they look a lot better right now. But maybe Harrison will get there. I don't know. But he has upside, but just looks
basic things he doesn't do right, and you're just like this just is it's like Nelson Aguilar vibes all over it. Like a guy who like was super productive in college, first round draft pick, all sorts of hype, gets all the priority, and like just is mediocre.
Yeah,
like they just that's the player he reminds me of. That's not a good thing.
No, you don't want to be compared to Nelson Aguilar.
Aguilar was a lower pick. Aguilar was like the 17th pick, 18th pick overall.
Something like that. But it's not a good look. He had a good week 1, but this was a big disappointment. Jason asking, where did Franklin go in the draft? Well, I know where Franklin went because I drafted him. I drafted Franklin at 1201. So he was one of the top players on the board. So he probably would have been taken in the 12th round at some point. Robinson, let's do a search here for Robinson. That's Brian Robinson. Wandale went 10-11. That is a reach. That's a reach. Look, in these drafts, you get overreactions. I mentioned this a couple times in the summer. I mentioned probably more than a couple, but in week 2 onward last year, remember Isaiah Likely had a monster game, and then Jaden Reed had a monster game the next night. Jaden Reed was going 2nd round, and then Isaiah Likely was going 4th round. So there are definitely some major overreactions here that happen sometimes. And you see, like you're going to see it in every single draft that happens. Like I can't think of just an example here off the top of my head, but like Javonte Williams goes 403. Like, yeah, he's looked good through 2 games, but like, is this sustainable 4th round for Javonte Williams? That would not be. No,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's absurd. So
I just defended Javonte Williams a moment ago, but yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, where would you take him? Like 7th round, 6th, 7th round?
Yeah, I think late 6th, early 7th in best ball is probably feels right now.
Yeah, that's fine. But 4th round's crazy. So you could definitely take advantage of these overreactions as long as you don't overact yourself. That's you have to worry about that too. Like Justin Jefferson, for example, 112. Like he's healthy. He's still a dynamic receiver. McCarthy's been awful, but like getting him a 112 just felt like a great bargain to me. Anyway, we have a few more games left. I think we have like 3 or 4. We skipped the Battle of the Horses. Colts 29, Broncos 28. This was a tight game for most of the game. Looked like the Broncos were going to win. They screwed up a bunch of times. Knicks threw a horrible interception. They missed the field goal. One doinked off the upright. And then the Colts missed the field goal, but then a leverage call gave him new life. And then they hit the field goal to win. Spencer Schrader, I think his name is. Warren, once again, led the Colts in receiving, 479. This guy's awesome. Really hurting Josh Downs here because they both operate in the middle of the field. Taylor, revenge game from last year where he dropped the ball at the 1. So he went for 25 for 165 and he caught a receiving touchdown. He looks great. He is injury prone though, so he just be careful with him. Dobbins is getting carries over Harvey 14-5, but he is speaking of injury prone players, just like no running back more injury prone than Dobbins except for McCaffrey. So just again, like talk about sell high. If you can sell high on Dobbins, I would do that in a heartbeat. Franklin looked terrific. And then Sutton's interesting. Sutton caught one pass. He was targeted 4 times. I went back to something the Colts said about the Dolphins where they took the first read away from Tua. And I was thinking, like, what if they're just going to do that all year? Like, what if they're just going to, like, take away the number 1 receiver, just make sure that the quarterback has to go elsewhere? So maybe that would explain why Sutton had a terrible game. Like, he's going to bounce back. He's just too good not to. So,
I mean, he was interfered with like 3 times. He drew 3 interference calls. So like,
yeah,
I mean, that's one way to take him away, I guess, is break the rules.
right. That's true.
I mean, so like, there was one that got him down in the red zone. Like Sutton is fine. Like it was fine. Like, yeah, it wasn't. I mean, the issue was they couldn't cover him. That's why they were interfering with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what are your other thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I had Jonathan Taylor as my 6th overall pick, or 6th overall player coming in, and so
Nice.
He's making me look smart. I had Dobbins in 3 leagues. So yeah, you said sell high. Again, it all depends on what you mean by sell high. Like I wouldn't want to just give him away.
Right. Yeah, it's not selling high, but getting like a functional player for him.
But if he can stay healthy, which I know is a massive, massive if, right? Like I recognize that. RJ Harvey looks like he sucks, and I don't think this guy's going to be anything. So I think Dobbins is the guy. For the season if he can stay healthy, which again is a major if. So that's hard to say. As far as the receiving options in the Colts, it's sort of the same situation. Reminds me of Green Bay. Same with the Bills. I think it's just sort of like it's just like a merry-go-round. Every week there's going to be kind of a mixed bag of guys, and Tyler Warren's going to be him, and then it's going to be someone else each other week, but it's going to be vary. So it's like you never know who to start.
Yeah.
And Michael Pittman's the most talented of the bunch, but it doesn't seem like they're prioritizing him. Like they don't scheme him open. They don't prioritize him. He's never the first read. There's none of the bubble screens, none of the quick slants. Like I just always find it odd that coaches don't do that. They just go run routes and they go, okay, whoever gets open gets the ball, and that works. But like I don't know. So great coaches know how to get their best players available, and I don't know if Shane Steichen is a great coach, so maybe that's the reason. Yeah,
well, luckily for Pittman, he plays the Titans this week, and last time I checked, the Titans didn't have Patrick Surtain too, so that'll definitely help him. So he could bounce back next week. So we did that one. The Eagles. Where is this logo on the Chiefs? So bad editor here. 2017 Eagles beat the Chiefs, and the rematch is Super Bowl licks. Jalen Hurts 101 yards. Major egg on my face. I told Tom we did this show Friday. He's like, should I play in fantasy or DFS? I'm like, I like Hurts and AJ Brown because the Chiefs have a pass funnel defense. AJ Brown great against man. AJ Brown had 8 targets, 5 for 27. So not doing anything. Devontae Smith had more yards, but he got banged up in the second half. Goddard was out, so that was like part of the reason why I like the Eagles guys. But they did nothing. Barkley scored a touchdown. Mahomes led the Chiefs in running. I think that's going to continue at least until they get Rice back, just because he has no one to throw to. Tyquan Thornton had a long touchdown. He almost had 2 long touchdowns, although that was both the same drive. But still, Mahomes missed him deep. Brown, very disappointing, 5 for 30. We talked about the Chiefs already, so I don't know how much we talked about both these teams already. So I don't know how much we need to rehash. Any additional thoughts on this game?
Both of these defenses are really good, and I think the Eagles defense is going to continue to get really better, really good. And so I don't, week 1 the Cowboys played. Week 1 the Cowboys played tons of like cover 2 man under, and that's like it makes it impossible to throw the ball deep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the reason why like Hurts was able to run a lot. The Chiefs basically like they had similar, just like cover 2, cover. They didn't play a lot of man. Like the Chiefs are a man team. They didn't play a lot of man. I mean, they played man in the Super Bowl, and we saw what happened there. So maybe that's the reason why. Like they didn't play a lot of man. They played, which I would imagine probably surprised the Eagles to come out, and the Chiefs, who don't play zone, played a lot of zone in this game, and they blitzed like crazy. And the Eagles blitzed like crazy. After in the Super Bowl, they blitzed 0 times. The Eagles at one point, I think it was like toward the end of the third quarter, I saw the stat. They had blitzed on 63% of the plays through the end through 3 quarters. I mean, like both of his defenses basically like came out and played very different styles than they normally play. And maybe that makes and that's why maybe the offenses were like both stunted. Neither offense could get in a roll. And so I think I credit that to like the defensive game planning in this game. I think both teams really wanted to win, because it's a Super Bowl matchup, and and so I am officially concerned about Jalen Hurts' ability to pass the ball consistently. I am officially concerned about this passing game, and if you could get anything for Devontae Smith or AJ Brown, if you've traded for them, if you own them, I would be seriously thinking about unloading them. If you could, I am very concerned through 2 games. I think the Cowboys defense is better than people realize. The Chiefs defense is good, and the scheming is good. So maybe when they play some bad teams, it'll be different. But they play the Rams next. The Rams have a good defense, so I don't think it's changing next week. I am. Hurts is still here's the big thing. Hurts is still running in really great moments. Like in the moments where he needs to run, he's running, like picking up first downs, and he's not turning the ball over. He's being really smart with the ball, very efficient. The Eagles defense is playing great, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the AJ Brown 5 for 27 is unusual. I think we're going to look back in 5 weeks and go, oh my gosh, what the heck happened? So that's my concern.
Yeah,
and I don't think the Eagles can win the Super Bowl playing like this.
I agree. But it's a long season, and like I said, they almost lost to the Browns in week 6. They got clobbered by the Buccaneers. They almost lost to the Saints in week 3, and they lost to the Falcons in week 2 last year. So they could be a different team in week 12. So I mean, they have the players who can right the ship, I think. Sam says, hey Walter, I think the Giants might beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs usually struggled at MetLife Stadium. I actually looked this up. The Chiefs, Mahomes has only played at MetLife once in New York. He's only played in New York once in his career, and he beat the Jets, but he didn't cover the spread. So I don't know. I mean, it's a 1-game sample size. Are we buying low on the Chiefs? I mean, who are you buying low on? That's the problem. Like Mahomes, he hasn't been a good fantasy quarterback in years. Pacheco looks done. I thought he bounced back, but he looks done. Rashee Rice, I guess, but he's not playing. They're not playing anyway. Kelsey, he's gonna take a backseat to Rice when Rice comes back. So I feel like there's no one to buy low. Like maybe buy low on the Chiefs as a whole to win the Super Bowl. Slew brought up 15-1 to win the Super Bowl for like best coach, best quarterback. I think that's worth a shot. Yeah, Super Bowl. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I like the buy low. I like the buy low idea. I might explore that. I'm gonna look for the best odds. Maybe get a profit boost or something, and then hopefully get a 20-1 or something on them. So, right. Yeah. Anyway, we have 3 more games left. Falcons 22, Vikings 6. We talked about how bad James J. McCarthy was. he looks awful, man. He had one great pass to Jefferson before halftime, and then nothing. Like he was missing receivers left and right. It was awful. Aaron Jones is on IR. He hurt his hamstring, I believe. So he's out. So it's gonna be the Jordan Mason show. Jordan Addison's due back in a week. And then you have the Falcons, who just ran the ball down Minnesota's throat. It's a horrible run defense. And there's no Andrew Van Ginkel, so that definitely hurt a lot. Bijan looked awesome. 143. Like, imagine if he didn't cede those 16 carries to Algier. Like, he would have gone 250.
Another tilt, because I've got Bijan in our league.
Yeah. That's he didn't score the touchdown. Algier did. So, yeah, it was disappointing. Pitts had a decent game for a 21 passing attempt performance, 4 for 37. Like, if you told me Penix threw the ball 21 times, and like I'd be like, Pitts just didn't do anything. 4 for 37 PPR is fine. London led the team in receiving. Here's the tilt. I had a sinking parlay, and I had three legs, 2 hit easily. I had Drake London 50 plus receiving yards. He had 49. So that's talk about tilt. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Mason, by the way, I think, when you think back to the Chicago game from last week, it was kind of back and forth, Mason and Aaron Jones, but really it was like Mason was kind of the engine of the offense in the fourth quarter. Like, he really kind of got things going. So I think Mason is going to take this job, and like, even if Jones comes back, I mean, Jones is designated to return, right?
Yeah, it's like 4 weeks or something.
I could easily foresee Jordan Mason just being the guy down the stretch, which is a bummer, because I own almost no Jordan Mason in best ball and own a ton of Aaron Jones. That's great. So that's lovely. Not a lot to learn here. I mean, Justin Jefferson's awesome. He's still going to produce. Don't worry about him. The rest of the guys, I don't know. I don't think I want to touch any of the other receiving options on the Vikings until further notice. Yeah, I think it's Jordan Mason and nothing else on Vikings right now. The Falcons, Penix actually looks decent. Like, he has like a lot of good moments, but like, I think he's decent. He looks good. He actually reminds me of like early Donovan McNabb. Like, I think he could develop into being a pretty good NFL quarterback. And so, that's not going to be great for fantasy initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Drake London's fine. I think these teams are kind of mirrors of each other in some ways, in that, like, you want their top receiver and you want their running back, and you kind of want nothing else. Like, that's kind of the situation.
You know what's scary about the Falcons passing game is that they have an easy schedule, and so when they get a lead, they're just going to pound the ball into oblivion, and you're never going to see Penix throw the ball in the fourth quarter at all. Whereas it was like Justin Herbert's throwing the ball a lot in the fourth quarter, even with the lead. Like, Penix is just not going to throw the ball. It's just going to be like Robinson, Algier. Like, that's what they're going to do. Like, that, I think that's what they're going to do this week against the Panthers. So, like, it seems like an easy matchup for Penix and London. I'm like not crazy about it, because they may throw the ball like 20 times.
Right.
So, all right, let's go to the 2 Monday night games. The first one, Buccaneers 20, Texans 19. Of course, I had Texans -2.5. This is the third game where we lost on the final drive. CJ Stroud looks lost right now, and a lot of it has to do with the poor protection. But when he has time, he's just missing receivers as well. Like, he's just not he's not playing well. And so we talk about sophomore slump. This is his junior year, I guess. Like, I don't know what there is for junior, what J word you can use for Stroud, but like, he just doesn't look good. Collins had an early touchdown. Like, okay, here we go. Great game for Collins to bounce back, but no, he didn't do anything after that 29-yard touchdown. He had 9 targets, only caught 3 passes. Like, Stroud couldn't get to the ball to him. I thought, like, whenever they ran Chubb, except for that one touchdown run, whenever they ran Chubb, it just felt like they were wasting it down. It's just like, just take a knee at that point, like, because Chubb was getting like a -1 yard. Like, on the tracker, it would be like -1 yard for Chubb, second 11. It's like, why just take a knee? Like, like, you're not going to risk a fumble. But
he did score a touchdown though.
He did. The Buccaneers lost Kalijah Cansey at that point is really good against the run. So the run defense got a little worse when that happened. It did work out. I'm obviously joking. You're not going to take a knee, but like, what? I felt like Woody Marks showed more explosion, but like, it doesn't matter because Houston can't block. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. For Tampa, Bucky Irving has some big gains in the fourth quarter. 121 net yards. He looked great. Unfortunately, Rashad White took the touchdown away from him at the end, which that's definitely tilting for anyone who had Irving.
Which I love because I have him in best. I got quite a bit of Rashad White in best ball.
Oh, you do? Okay, nice.
Like 11% of my leagues.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. That's more than I do. I'm like 3% or something. But Ibuka, another touchdown. Yeah, I think he's like the third favorite for offensive rookie of the year right now. I think, off the top of my head, I think Gentie's like plus 460. I could actually look it up. Gentie's like plus 460. Tyler Warren's like plus 600. Then Ibuka's like plus 800, I think. So I have him at, I think, like 30-1 or something. So I hope that hits. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I just hate to say I told you so to people. In the summer, I was saying, listen, guys, we love Bucky Irving, but Rashad White's going to get 200 touches. I said it. Like, he's going to get 200 touches. Like, he was criminal where he was going in drafts. And I'm like the biggest Rashad White hater. But it just goes to show like the overreaction sometimes in drafts. Like, like he was a second or third round pick last year, and now he was being like a 13th round pick. Just like, he's like, every team in the NFL is 60-40. Like, there's no such thing as bell cows. Like, that doesn't exist. And so Bucky Irving's great. He's the best player, but like bell cows are so rare. And Bucky Irving's small. So it makes sense that they're going to split the carries a little bit. Like, it's actually good for Irving, like, to keep him healthy. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you're a Bucky Irving owner, I know you probably own a bunch of them because you were really high on them. Like, it's a little bit tilting to be like, okay, like 10 carries for 65 yards went to Rashad White, but that probably keeps Irving healthy throughout the year. Like, if Irving's getting 25 carries a game, I don't think he stays healthy. Like, that would be, so it's a little bit tilting, but it's actually, I think in long term, it's in the best interest of Irving and his owners.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to catch 6 passes too. Like, I have a lot of Irving. I'm not concerned at all. We had a question here. I traded Kenny Walker for Zay, Judkins, Mason, and Cup for Hollywood and Warren. I'm kind of confused. It's 2 4s. Bryce, can you please rephrase this? I'm kind of lost here. I'm sorry. There's 2 4s. Like, it seems like a 3-team trade. I don't know. Quarterbacks Mahomes, running back Kamara, Taylor, Javonte, receiver Devontae, Lamb, Cup, Ridley, Myers, Keenan Allen, tight end Bowers. Who should I go for? What should I give? It depends who's available. Someone wants to give me Hampton. We'll talk about Hampton in a second. But I don't know. What do you think about this team? Seems okay. Seems like a decent team. I would try to trade Cup for something after that game that he had. So try to trade him, but other than that, I mean, I don't think you need to really make any moves here.
Yeah, Kamara, Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, and Javonte Williams. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Team looks fine. It looks competitive. I don't know. It would depend on what you're trying to get. Yeah,
I don't know. So Warren's the favorite. So yeah, here are the odds real quick. Genty and Warren are tied for plus 430. Ibuka plus 500. Cam Ward plus 550. McMillan plus 700, and then Travis Hunter is 11-1. So love getting Ibuka there. That's good. The boss has Warren right now. Okay, my bad. 2 different trades. Okay, my Walker for Zay Flowers. Another trade, I traded Judkins, Mason, Cup for Jalen Warren and Hollywood Brown. So what were you asking overall? Was it a good trade? So you got Flowers for Walker, which seems like an even deal.
Yeah.
And then you traded Judkins, Mason, and Cup for Warren and Brown. I mean, it's obviously. I assume you traded Mason before the Aaron Jones news.
Yeah,
that does not look good now. That doesn't look good at all.
Mason's going to be a decent option.
Yeah, seriously.
And I even think Judkins has a chance to be a decent option.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that might have been a mistake, Bryce. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the second trade. First trade's fine. All right, last game. Chargers 20, Raiders 9. another tilting game or tilting performance. I had Dante Thornton over 25.5 receiving yards. He caught a 20-yard pass on the first drive. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And he doesn't catch another pass after that. Genty was getting blown up in the backfield all the time. He has the lowest yards before contact in the NFL. His offensive line is giving him absolutely nothing. It's it's like Genty's really talented, but like, do you spend a first round pick on a running back when you have no offensive line? I said it when it happened. I would have drafted Membu instead of Genty. Membu is looking awesome for the Jets, and like you can always find a running back on day 2. He's not going to be as good as Genty, but still, it's just not getting anything with Genty. You're not getting anything out of Genty, like the Raiders. They're going to have some games against bad run defenses where he's going to have great games, but right now, I would not bet him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. It just that looks like a losing proposition. Bowers I don't think was 100%, but he still was open for a touchdown. Geno Smith missed him. By the way, Mina Kimes called Geno Smith a top 10 quarterback. Well, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Jacoby Myers was the top receiver.
Listen, if you don't want me to make comments about gender in women in sports, don't make these comments, okay? Like, listen, you're just baiting me.
Yeah, talk about the IRs. It's like it's pretty bad. Like when she said that, I'm like, are you not? Like I was like, are you nuts? We actually ran. I don't know who I did the show with. It might have been with you. I'm not sure. But you actually ran through all the quarterbacks in the NFL, and like I came up with like 22 quarterbacks I'd rather have than Geno, and like my co-host, maybe it was you. I'm not sure, but like. The other person had like 21 quarterbacks they'd rather have. So I was like, where do you get top 10 from? I'm not even like top 15. Like I don't know. I don't understand how you come to that conclusion. Like drugs, I don't know, maybe, but I don't know. It's anyway. Another good game for Quentin Johnston. 71 yards and a touchdown. I was very close to winning the showdown, by the way. If I took Johnston over McConkey, and if I took the Raiders kicker over the Chargers kicker, I would have won a lot of money. I would have won 6 figures. I was that close. I was that close to winning. Said I won $40. So go me. The other thing we have to talk about is Hampton, 8 for 24. He fumbled. That could be a killer. Because Jim Harbaugh is one of these old school guys who won't fall for that stuff, and like he won't appreciate that. So I'd be a little worried if I had Hampton right now. What are your thoughts on this game?
Hampton still he looks the part. Like he looks like he belongs in the NFL. He's a good player. So you're right. They're not going to put up with it, but maybe they'll give him a little bit of leash. I love they were firing away. That was a little bit tilted in that I needed Herbert to keep. I needed the Raiders to score a touchdown to keep them in the game at the end of the game, so that the Chargers would have to keep throwing, and because I needed the 7 more points.
I was watching your matchup. I was rooting for you.
I'm like, come on, throw the ball. I had the Phillies game, Dodgers game on my phone, and then I had this Chargers game on my TV. Anyway, Herbert looks great. He's my number 1 owned quarterback. I got him all over the place. I am bummed I didn't get more Quentin Johnston because Quentin Johnston. I went back and watched his stuff and I thought this guy sucks. Like literally half of his production last year all came in one game against the Raiders. Funny enough, and I thought this guy sucks. I do have quite a bit of Keenan Allen though. I got Keenan Allen in 2 season-long leagues and my Survivor League. I think this might be like the most efficient passing offense in the league. Like they're just like they're really sharp and they know what they're doing. They're not the most prolific passing offense. That's going to be, that's probably going to be Josh Allen because Josh Allen's a monster. But these guys are really efficient, and so load them up. If you got the Chargers, like they're all worth starting. Trey Harris looked like a little sighting there. He had some nice, maybe he has a chance to make some noise here. Cousin Najee looks like maybe he's going to get in the mix, and the Raiders suck. So how about that?
Yeah, the Raiders they can't block. They also can't play defense. It's like the Steelers. Geno Smith just looks so bad.
So anyway, you're telling me they can't play defense, they can't tackle, they can't block, and the quarterback can't throw.
Yes,
That's all.
that's all. Yeah. Otherwise, they're okay. They have Bowers and Genty and Myers. It's like,
By the way, my wife's family is from Washington State, and so my wife recognized she knows she recognized Pete Carroll. So we're watching the game. My wife knows very little about football, very very little. And I'm on the couch, and she looks over, and they showed like Pete Carroll on the sideline, and she goes, "Oh, is that Pete Carroll?" I'm like, "Oh, how do you know Pete Carroll?" She's like, "Oh, he was the coach in Seattle." And like, all my cousins are like big Seahawks fans. And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "But isn't he like really really old?"
Yeah. He's 73. He looks like he's 55. He's in great shape. I hope.
Like, she was so surprised. She's like, "What is he still like?" Yeah. She's like, is he younger than I realized? Like, no, he's old.
I wish when I'm 73, I hope I look like that. Like he looks like in great shape. He's running around like doing sprints.
Listen, by the way I've eaten in my life, even though I've changed my health, there's not a chance I'm looking like that at 73. There's not a chance I'm making it at 73.
No Coke and stuff. And what else have you had on air? I don't think Pete Carroll's eating or drinking that stuff. So
there's a 0% chance I'm going to be walking at 73.
I said we're gonna have these arguments when we're 80. So you better make it to 80.
All right, man. You're definitely gonna live longer than me. Well, 100%.
I don't know. I'm getting up there in weight too, so we'll see. I went to the doctor for I don't sting on my hand. A stupid knot in my tendon here in my hand. It's annoying. I got weighed. I was like the heaviest I've ever been, and I was like, my blood pressure wasn't too bad, but I'm like, man, I got to get to the gym. I used to go to the gym every day, at least like 6 times a week at least. And now I go once or twice a week just because I 2 kids under 4. I just can't go. So I'm trying to like wake up earlier to go to the gym. That just means I'm not sleeping. So just like one thing or another. I don't know. So we a few questions and then we head out. Cassandra got Drake May, so good luck. And then Cassandra says someone with better waiver priority also needed a quarterback. They could have grabbed May, but instead they dropped JJ for Jake Browning. Well, that's stupidity for you. I don't understand that. Kamara and Ridley for Bucky. I would do that. Yeah, like Kamara's great right now, but like my concern wasn't with Kamara in weeks 1 through 10. My concern with Kamara was down the stretch because he's 30, plays for a bad team, and he's got a lot of injury history. So that is late in the year. Kamara, I'm not a fan of.
Kamara, Ridley for Bucky. In PPR, I don't think I would do it because I still think Kamara has a chance to be a really PPR monster.
Mm-hmm.
Although Bucky's getting catches too, so it's not like he's. I don't. That's maybe I would do it.
Okay.
I love Kamara. I'm a Kamara, but Bucky's great. I mean,
yeah,
and it's better offense. I mean, I can't argue with that. It's a better offense right now. I can't believe I'm saying that with Baker Mayfield. Isn't that crazy? Baker Mayfield. I mean, I saw a tweet today. Andrew Berry about Andrew Berry. The person said, no matter what Andrew Berry does for the rest of his tenure with the Browns, no matter what he does in his career, he will always be the guy who got rid of Baker Mayfield and gave up a ton of draft picks for Deshaun Watson.
Yep, it's not good. It's not. I don't think that trade's working out for him. But by the way, talking about easy playoff schedules, Buccaneers, round 1 Falcons. So the Falcons look pretty better, but round 2 Panthers and round 3 Dolphins. So that's pretty good. Yeah, and last comment here, second trade was before the Jones news. Yeah, that's what we expected. Roster now Hurts, Henry, Pollard, Warren, Chubb, Mixon, Jefferson, Flowers, Marv, Harrison, Bowers, Benson, Hollywood, Matt Golden, Shakir. Well, this looks like a good roster to me. I don't think you need to be worried at all. Yeah, looks like a good team. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow talking week 3 NFL picks with Andy. So looking forward to that. Kenny, great to do the show with you. Always love our arguments. Like we've been arguing since 1999 in Mr. Rosen's internet class. So That is, it's always fun to do that. But you run your own site here, thecapsfake.com. Do you want to promote this or promote anything else?
Yeah, I got some fantasy content. The most recent article is all about why beat reporter, training camp rumors, and coach speak is worthless. And so make sure you check that out. And if you still believe the salary cap is real, you should you can go ahead and go scroll back through the old content to help you understand that the salary cap is not real. Last thing, if you believe WNBA players are underpaid, I have an article on this website you should definitely check out.
Here it is.
I feel like that was worth highlighting.
Yes, they're actually overpaid, overpaid by a wide margin. If I could add something there, we had one more. So go ahead. Sorry.
Any opportunity to take a shot at the WNBA is an opportunity worth taking.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I completely agree. Last comment on the way out: someone offered Higgins, JSN, Jacobs, ETN for Chase and Bucky. I assume Jamar Chase, not Chase Brown. So is that? I assume it's a lot. I think that's T Higgins. I think not Jaden.
Yeah.
T Higgins, JSN, Jacobs, and ETN. That's a lot to give up. But then you get Chase, but Chase without Burrow. Man, it's a lot to give up. I don't think I would have done this. Because Jacobs and Bucky are very close. And then Jamar Chase, and so if you eliminate Jacobs and Bucky because they're very close, you're trading T Higgins, JSN, and ETN for Jamar Chase without Burrow.
I was assuming this guy's getting Higgins, JSN, Jacobs, and ETN.
Oh yeah. Okay, I screwed up. So I would take the 4. I would take those 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would take the 4.
Yes. So we would do, yeah. So, all right, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com. Tons of content. Visit thecapsfake.com. I link to it sometimes when there's a crazy contract in the free agency grades. So you can check. You can find the link there if you don't feel like clicking the link in the description. But yeah, we're gonna be back tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great night. Good luck with all your waivers. Hope you guys got everyone you wanted, and I will talk to you on Wednesday.